Sandra all the time is here with a cold heart true. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. So tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra. And
That's right, folks. Everyone is telling their mama about the cold hard truth. Welcome to another episode with more truth telling, more problem solving, and of course, more tea spilling than ever before. Sit back, students, grab your tea and turn up the volume because class is now in session. Call in at 936-2626 because your voice matters. Share your opinion on issues that matter the most to you.
Sandra all the time is here with a cold heart true. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. So tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra.
That's right, folks. Everyone is telling their mama about the cold hard truth. Welcome to another episode with more truth telling, more problem solving, and of course, more tea spilling than ever before. Sit back, students, grab your tea and turn up the volume because class is now in session. Call in at 936-2626 because your voice matters. Share your opinion on issues that matter the most to you. Good morning.
Hello.
Hold on, let me turn up my headset. Hello. Is it just you today?
It is both of us, technically, but only me with you on the news.
All right. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. So how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Cool.
All good.
I am about to go on vacation in a couple of weeks, though.
Oh, nice. Remember, you're on air, so don't tell us where you're going. Yeah. You're live with my folks.
That's fine. I don't care if they know.
They might want to come, so I wouldn't tell them.
Yeah, actually,
I'd be like, we're coming, Blake.
It's kind of sad. My stepdad has cancer, and I know I gotta go see him. It's stage 4, so.
What kind of cancer?
He has lung cancer, brain cancer, cancer in his spine. It's not good. So yeah. I don't know if this will be the last time I see him or not. You know.
Yeah.
Stand by. Right. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Big news. I have some important news for you.
Interesting news.
It's Blake and Aaron's Spilling the Tea with Sandy.
K-Man's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
Hey, Sandy, good morning.
Good morning, Blake and Aaron. How are you guys doing this beautiful Wednesday morning?
Are good. What's up? What do you got for us?
All right. So, wow. My brain is still processing something you just said.
Okay.
But anyway. No, sorry. All right.
Okay.
So we have road construction begins for the East End affordable lots. So the government project has said that residents could experience some noise from heavy equipment as work begins to construct roadways and a stormwater management system at the affordable homes in East End. So the Ministry of District Administration and Lands, as well as Public Works, advised of the commencement of the construction activities starting here shortly. So Island Paving is going to be involved in this. They're the ones who are going to be doing the road project. They're going to develop a roadway and a storm water management infrastructure system for the approximately 50 to 55 affordable residential homes, which they say will enhance, this infrastructure improvement will enhance accessibility and facilitating community development. So, yeah, all right. Expect a little bit of construction noise, I suppose, if you're used to peace and quiet out in the eastern districts. A couple lawsuits. A businessman being sued for money borrowed under deception is what the plaintiff is claiming in this situation. So Aaron Smith has filed a lawsuit against Prashant Puthilath, of Z3 Taxi, after he says that Puthilath failed to repay a loan of $19,500, for which he lied that he needed to pay the import duties on several hybrid vehicles that he was importing. So according to the recently filed court documents, he was supposed to be importing 6 hybrid vehicles in the Cayman Islands, but could not pay the import duty of $19,500. So he went to Aaron Smith, and they entered into a contract for the loan. The money was transferred to the defendant's bank, and it was agreed that upon the release of the funds, the sum would be repaid to Mr. Smith. However, he says it was not repaid, and in fact, the true position was misrepresented, and the vehicles had been sold prior to the loan being agreed. Wow.
All right.
So you gotta, I guess, be careful when you're entering into agreements with people.
What was the guy's name again?
Oh, Lord have mercy. It's Aaron Smith versus Prashant Puthilath.
Sounds like you have a list.
I know it's horrible. A name that I probably am not getting right at all, but it's close enough. Right. In another case, a man was injured in a motor vehicle accident along Eastern Avenue in 2021. He's also filed a lawsuit of the other driver, saying that when he was driving his Honda Fit, another Toyota is it Light Ace driven by Michael Curlew hit him, and he sustained injuries. And so now he is filing a lawsuit in relation to that to try to seek damages for what he says is negligent and guilty breaching of statutory duties when the other party attempted to make an unsafe turn when he really shouldn't have done so, and he failed to give the right of way.
Wow.
Yeah, the court stuff can be very, very interesting to read sometimes. Okay, Cayman Montessori. Students get a taste of the United Nations. So this is our feel-good story of the day. These young folks, congratulations to them. So this is Montessori by the Sea, grade 6 class recently participated in the Montessori Model United Nations Conference, which was held in New York from the 19th to the 23rd of March. Montessori Model UN is a division of the Youth for a Better World, which is a nonprofit organization that specializes in special consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the UN. So this was an opportunity for these young people to visit New York and get involved in this initiative. And they say that they've been participating in the program since 2017. So congratulations to them. They sent a contingent of, it looks like, how many young people? About 6 young people. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, good for them. That's
That's
wonderful.
awesome.
Yeah. So those are your news headlines this beautiful Wednesday morning.
All right, Sandy, we'll see you tomorrow for Thursday headlines. Have a good one.
Sounds good. Thank you, Blake.
All right, so we've got.
All right, folks. Buenos dias. Good morning. How are you guys doing? How are you? Everybody good, honey child? Let me see who is here. Stephen is in the house. Good morning. Ooh, the microphone is really high. Good morning, Stephen. How are you? You guys see I'm still using the over-the-ear microphone. Let me check the phone lines. Make sure the phone is all charged up. Yep. 53%. We're doing good. We're doing good. 939362626 is the telephone number. Oh, yes. Let me grab my links to send to everybody in WhatsApp. Hold on one second for me, please. So I'll send the YouTube link and then I'll send the Facebook link. Instagram, folks, y'all know how to reach us. You're good. You're giddy, 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 giddy. Facebook. Let me just refresh this. So, yes, honey chillin'. What's going on this beautiful Wednesday morning? We're gonna have some open mic opportunity today. Hope you guys are doing well. I don't even know what to say. Some days are a little bit challenging around these parts. My brain this morning is focused on relationships and how people can be so disingenuous. My gosh. I don't know how y'all have the energy for it. Like how you have the energy to pretend around people. Only God knows. I feel disappointed when I find out, some people live a very cynical life. And so, they're always expecting, it's like those sayings like, don't trust anybody. Don't tell anybody in life what you're doing because they're just haters out there. Like, I'm so not that person. I don't have the energy to be that like cynical all the time. And so I try to take people at face value. I try to be honest and I expect people to be the exact same way with me. But I can tell you that apparently those are traits in relationships that don't really exist. I don't know. Like listen, if I'm your friend and people come to me with some cockamamie story, I have got your back. Once you're in the right, I mean, I'm not gonna have your back if you're wrong. But in a community this size, people always have something to say about people. And some like, nope, I haven't found that person to be that way. And I try to give people some sort of insight perhaps into why what they heard about someone may actually not be correct. And so, yeah, you assume that you sit down and break bread with people, that they are being the same way with you and they're being honest. And, I mean, I certainly am not the type of person who needs anybody to defend anything I do or say, right? I say what I say and I mean what I say and I stick by what I say. If I'm wrong, by all means, I am more than happy to always own up to it. But it's so disappointing when you hear that people are maybe not as happy for you as they claim to be. And they think that, you're out here trying to floss, as these young people would say, Sandy's flossing. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm 50 years old. I've worked very, very hard in life. And I refuse to let anybody make me feel like I haven't earned what I have. Right. And if I'm happy about it and you're really my friend, you should be happy too. But apparently not. Some people are of the belief that only they should have, I guess, quote unquote, success, business success, and whatever else in life. It's just very, very disappointing when you see and you hear how certain people move. They don't show that face to you. Be very, very clear. They're showing you a very different face. But then when you get your ears to the ground, you hear certain things that are quite disappointing. So I guess that's life, I don't know. I wish that I could tell y'all something different about your life journey. But, I hold on to the fact that you will along the way meet truly genuine people, but sometimes you just don't know who's genuine from who isn't. So, morning, Maria, joining us from Florida. All you can do, folks, is do your part. Like, you give your best. And once you find out how people really are, there's a saying that once somebody shows you their true face, then you move accordingly. You know, you don't have to get ignorant with them or whatever, but you move accordingly. So yeah, what a hot mess. I don't know. Mm-hmm. What to do, except try to live your best life, folks. Just live your best life. It's so interesting though, because I think that people secretly are like, I don't know. Like, I don't see anybody that I've ever said, oh my God, I want that person to not be successful, or I want that person to fail, especially as a Caymanian. I want everybody to do well. Once it's an honest living, I don't really care. Just go out there, live your best life, and do you. And it's just unfortunate. Damien says, yeah, envious haters, crab in a bucket mentality. Yeah, I guess. Just can be very, very sad. Maria says, Wade and I understand that. Why? Why do people have to be that way? What do you get out of bad mouthing other people that are supposed to be your friends and begrudging them and, oh, I don't want to hear them talk about, what they've done in their lives or whatever. It's like, how does that enrich your life? I'm curious. Because to me, that doesn't enrich your existence one bit. Makes you bitter and old beyond your years. And, I do wonder about people's little hearts. It's like, what is in your heart when you go around feeling that way about people? Maria says we've become guarded after seeing people's true colors, but we always want good things for everyone, right? Pat says envy appears to be a real struggle for a lot of people. Siobhan said, once someone shows you their true colors, don't try to paint it any other way. And I guess, but it's like when you have a friend do that to you, I don't call too many people a friend, to be clear. It's like you're moaning the loss of something once you know the truth. That's why they say that ignorance is bliss, because it's like living in a fantasy world. What you don't know, they say won't hurt you. I don't believe that, but ignorance is bliss up to a certain extent. But I honestly would rather know. I'm always a person that really wants to know people's true colors, because there will be a point in time when that relationship is going to be put to the test anyway. And I'd like to know that before it becomes sort of a critical situation where it's put to the test. Anybody feeling me this morning? You guys understand what I'm saying? So it's really, really disappointing when you find out that someone isn't how you thought they were. So yeah, it does feel like, it feels like a loss. Loss of what you thought was a reality. And that's really disappointing. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You just have to move on and act accordingly. But it's just so sad. And it's really sad for me because I do take my friendships very, very seriously. And I invest in people in the sense that, I want to spend time with people. I want to, I'm like a giver in the sense that I just want people to be happy. So I don't know. Strong will, says Sandy. I don't have no luck with women friends. I always give them my heart and they're so ungrateful. So I try to stay in my little circle. I preferred to keep a lot of man friends. And it's interesting with men because I think the dynamics a lot of times is different with when you have male friends because maybe men don't quite go as deep. Like it just depends on the man, obviously. But I think that a lot of men don't really engage with you at a deeper level. So maybe you don't get as invested in your male friends. I think with women, it is a little bit different. And so you maybe engage with your male friends differently. I don't know. This is something that I have no clue about. I don't know what I don't know what to say except that you know, you really just feel a sense of unbelievable disappointment in people. And it's so easy in life to be negative and be jaded. Like I guess that's why most people just take that approach. And they just have these superficial relationships because it's much easier to do that than to have like a real friendship with people. It's just sad. Ugh, what are we going to do? What on earth are we going to do? You lose something and then, you know, you have to accept it, right? Good morning, caller.
Good morning, honey child.
Good morning.
For my children, I say something is wrong. Sandy doesn't look perky. But hear what? I would like to sing a little song for you this morning. And I want you to take it to heart. Listen to the words. It's a very short. Hallelujah. Anyhow. Never let old Satan get you down. When life trials come your way, hold your head up high and say, Hallelujah, anyhow. People will always be people. And I know it hurts. It hurts when a friend lets you down. But pray for them. Pray for them. Turn to Jesus and ask Him to take away the hurt and pray for them. And you will feel a whole lot much better.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You are most welcome, my darling. So chin up, smile, and say, let this too shall pass. Okay?
Yes, indeed.
All right, my darling.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, indeed. This too shall pass. What you gonna do? Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra.
Morning.
I just wanted to call in because I don't like to see you cry. I don't know what advice to give. I don't know what to say, but I mean, it's a lesson that I've also had to learn too. Not all friends are friends in the sense that you can depend on them. But I've learned that when people disappoint you, I mean, it's something that my grandmother always said to me growing up: put no confidence in flesh. People are always going to let you down. But I don't say that, and I don't think that she meant that in any sort of negative way. But I think what it is that, number one, you have different friends for different purposes. You have different categories of friends.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to put not walls in place, but filters. So I know that this friend belongs over here. This friend I can only have surface level conversation with. This friend over here, and people have to work their way in and out through those filters. And when people, I've learned that when people disappoint you, um, and like that to the point where you feel like you've lost a friend, it just frees up space for somebody else to come in. Yeah, I mean, you get jaded. You feel like you've invested so much in your friends. You've invested this. You've done this, and it feels like a waste of time, energy, money, emotion. Whatever. To get wow. This is how you're gonna pay me back for being a good person to you. But think of it like I don't know. Think of it like a mango tree. A mango tree just produces fruit, and those that are close to the mango tree get the fruit. Those who choose to move away from the mango tree no longer get the fruit, but it frees up space for somebody else. I mean, Sandra, you will always be you, and you're a good person, and you do so much for people that other people don't even know. And don't change that. Don't make disappointment change that for you. Yeah, don't become a bitter person, or don't become a person who just give up on people, give up on life. Yeah.
Yes.
So we all love you. I love you. We all love you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I'm just sorry that you're going through this.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Miss Darlene, good morning.
Morning, Sandy. I'm like that caller before. I feel bad when I see you because I know you're such a strong, but not always strong makes it the person you are. You still have a heart. But I like to think he mentioned about a mango tree, but let me tell you how I have categorized. Oh, is that me?
No, we have another call on the other line.
Okay.
Sorry.
How I have categorized my friends now, and I have people that I like and everything, but maybe five. I was blessed with a good big family, so I have my siblings and stuff that I consider. But let me tell you, you have three types of friends, and it put it in the mind of a tree. You got those that are the leaves, the stem. No, yeah, the leaves. They're gonna shake off. They're gonna come like a season. You have spring, all the seasons. They're gonna shake off. And you have those that are the branches, they're going to stay on a little longer. And then you have the roots. The roots are going nowhere unless you dig them up and you throw them away. So I always categorize this now in my mind. The older we get, Sandy, the more we're going to find out about people. Don't let it get to your heart. You just use that tree, the grounded ones. And if you look back, your best friends are one through. Because remember now, the root's going to go through a lot. The root's going to go through storms. They're going to go through tornadoes. They're going to do all sorts. And if you got that friend that is a root to you, my dear, we are blessed. Those that come and go are like the leaves and the branches. They'll stay on a little bit, but the leaves always go. The leaves always go. So think about it like that.
Yeah.
And I know your day gonna turn out better than what it start. And like Ramella say, God is who we look to. I know that's who I look for to reference and strength. And also ask him to give you the spirit of discernment that you can tell
Yes.
the energy and stuff from before you invest into them, and you will be okay. All right. Have a good
I
day.
appreciate that. Thank you so much. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Just want to drop you a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, this morning, I place this woman, Miss Sandra Hill, in your hand. Lord, she is your child. She is your daughter. You have set her here to do her work, and she's doing that. Lord, I ask you this morning to give her the strength, the extra strength that she needs. Father God, at 10 times most of us fall short. But God, I ask you for strength for Miss Sandra this morning. In everything, Lord, you have to have a test to have a testimony. And every disappointment is for an appointment with you, Lord. I ask you to strengthen her this morning. I pray, strengthen our listeners, and we all can give her some good encouragement. Yes, Father God, we are human and we all have our feelings at times, but this morning I ask you, dear God, to bless her and keep her, I pray, in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Yes, Miss Sandy, calling you from beautiful Jamaica.
Oh, beautiful. What part of Jamaica are you from?
I'm in Portmore.
In
This is Miss
Portmore.
Olive. I'm in Jamaica.
You're in Jamaica now. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
I'm in Portmore.
Oh my goodness. Well, enjoy yourself,
Okay, Miss
please.
Sandy. Yes, ma'am. And she, please take strength. Cry if you want, sigh if you want, but trust God all the time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Okay, my darling.
All right. Thank you. We have another call on the line. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
I was late this morning. I don't know exactly what the topic is, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Don't cry. Pray. If I give you some of my life story, the tears that I've shed on this earth, if I tell you the things that happened to me with friends, you wouldn't believe it. I just pray and leave them to God.
Yes.
And I'm telling you this morning, go down on your knee, whatever it is. I was late. Please pray. And the more good you do for people, the payback you get. I tell you one thing, you don't know my life story. The things I've done for people and the pay I've got. But they have a word saying, when you have a friend and they leave, and if you see they coming back, they're only coming back to finish you up, not for any good. So I'm telling you this morning, just pray, because you don't want to know my life story and the tears that I've shed because of friends. So you take that, write it down, and you know what I mean. Go down on your knee with whatever it is. Trust me, I'm not a Christian. I don't go to church. But make I tell you one thing, I'm a true believer.
Yes.
And you take good care of yourself.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Debbie says her best friend slept with her ex-husband, but to clarify, not her late husband. Oh my goodness. Friends. Jesus. As they say, with friends like that, who needs enemies? Oh my gosh. Alejandro, sorry. I saw that you were calling and then I think we got another call. So let me call you back. Yes, I think that was Alejandro. Is that Alejandro? I think so. What a mess. Thank you, inspiring. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, I just, I chipped on the show a little late and I saw you crying. I'd be like, I don't know who got in your feelings, but Sandy, if it's happening, anything to do with friends, I tell you what I learned so far is that they're there when you're there. When you're not there, they're not there. That's what I know. But if you have good friends that you can count on, that you can talk to every single day, every single morning you wake up and you can talk to this friend. Yeah, you keep that person. Even if they have a different mindset than you consider it. Consider it, because what they see, you don't see. What you don't see, you can't say it's not true, because if someone's seen it, why not believe it? Right? You gotta check it out. You gotta take it two ways. It's like a mirror. That mirror showing you what's behind you. You don't even know what's going on behind you. See what I mean? So seeing is believing. Why not believe what you see?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, it seems like a lot of you can certainly relate. to a sense of loss, really. Good morning, caller.
Hey, I just wanted to call in again just to clarify what I meant by put no confidence in flesh.
Mm-hmm.
You don't give people your core. All right, your core is your all. You don't put people on a pedestal in your life to say, well, this person will never disappoint me. It never happens, right? Any friend you meet, any friend you have, you just, I mean, this is how I think. How many ways this person can let me down? I anticipated ahead of time, right? But I still choose to be the same person so that if and when it happens, I'm never surprised. I don't give anybody my core. If you believe in God, I mean, not everybody believes in God. Not everybody is religious, and I don't want to add any more to the religious mumbo jumbo. And I'm sure those people meant well, so I'm no disrespect to those that called in before, right? But you don't give anybody your core. When you put your core in somebody else's hand, they're going to drop it every time.
Sad, but I guess if that's supposed to be our reality. Wow. Thank you, caller.
Yeah.
All right, we have another caller in the line. Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, Sandra.
Morning there.
Hey, good morning. I'm calling from the Brock. My name is James Christian.
Every little thing gonna be all right.
Sorry, one second. I think we have Miss Andrea. Just one quick second for me. We have a caller on the other line. I'm not sure if you can hear him. I was hearing you both at the same time, so I'll let him speak first, and then I'm going to come to you. Okay? Okay, my dear. Thanks. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. My name is James Christian. I'd just like to call and give you some words of encouragement. My father always used to tell me, you have friends that you think you have. He said, go and get in trouble and turn around and look and see how much friends are around you. There's no one there but yourself to go through the trouble. I want you to write this Psalms down in the Bible. It's from Psalms 91. Just read Psalms 91 anytime you get a chance. And remember what I tell you this morning. Believe in that, Sandra, and nothing can come against you this morning. I love to listen to you, and this is the first time I'm calling you. I always call the other talk shows, but I respect you for what you are and who you are, what you do on the radio. Continue to do what you're doing. Don't let nobody discourage you from what you're doing, what you're saying, because I need people like you. Don't give up.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking my call. Have a good day, Mom.
Thank you
God
very
bless
much.
you.
Thank you, sir. Morning, Miss Andrea.
Sandy, how are you?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
Okay. I want you to play Bob Marley's song. Every little thing gonna be all right. And don't worry, God will take care of the rest. Love you.
Thank you so much, caller. Yes. We probably shouldn't play it now because Facebook might get us blocked, but we can certainly play that a little bit later on. So I want to share something. There's a poem that I came across many, many years ago when I was probably in university, I would think. My first university in Tampa. And this is called A Reason, a Season, or a Lifetime. And it's a question. It says that people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. When you figure out which one it is, you'll know what to do for each person. When someone is in your life for a reason, it is usually to meet a need that you've expressed. They have come to assist you through a difficulty, to provide you with guidance and support, to aid you physically, emotionally, or spiritually. They may seem like a godsend, and they are. They're there for the reason you need them to be. Then, without any wrongdoing on your part, or at an inconvenient time, this person will say or do something to bring the relationship to an end. Sometimes they die, sometimes they walk away, sometimes they act up and force you to take a stand. We must realize that what we must realize, is that our need has to be met, our desire fulfilled, their work is done. The prayer you sent up has been answered, and now it's time to move on. When people come into your life for a season, because your turn has come to share, grow, or learn, they bring you an experience of peace or make you laugh. They may teach you something you have never done. They usually give you an unbelievable amount of joy. Believe it or not, it's real, but only for a season. Lifetime relationships teach you lifetime lessons, things you must build upon in order to have a solid emotional foundation. Your job is to accept the lesson, love the person, and put what you've learned to use in all other relationships and areas of your life. It is said that love is blind, but friendship is clairvoyant. Author unknown. And I suppose, folks, at the end of the day, it's really hard to decipher whether a person is there for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. The truth is, we don't really get that many people that are going to show up for a lifetime. And you know what? As short as life is, I mean, I really wish that more people would try to invest in like genuine relationships and genuine friendships, because the superficial stuff is like so easy. I mean, it's easy to just sit down with people and gossip and whatever. You know, that's easy. It's much harder to be vulnerable with people, to share your deepest thoughts, your desires, your failures, your successes. You know, it's so sad that in life, right, we as human beings have to even be afraid of saying, oh my gosh, I've accomplished this, I've done this, because you're fearful that other people are going to be like, oh, you know, he's bragging, or, you know, who cares? And, you know, people can just be so dismissive of your hard work and your accomplishments, not really knowing a whole lot about your journey. And as the previous caller, the caller before her said, you know, you'd be surprised what I've been through in my life. And I probably wouldn't be, because it's so sad that there's so many people walking this earth who have had such a difficult time. You know, a lot of us were not born with silver spoons in our mouths. We don't grow up in good families, so we have emotional trauma. We have all sorts of dysfunctionality. And what are you going to do? You know, you've got to try to handle it as best you can without being too jaded. You know, that's my thing. Like, I don't want to go through life being jaded and thinking everybody's out to get you, and you know, everybody has an agenda, and there's no such thing as like real friends. I mean, my God, what a life. What a life to live. And ultimately, at the end of it, everybody's going to leave this earth. We're all going to die. And whether you believe in an afterlife or not, death has some degree of being final for the people that you're leaving behind. I mean, the hope is, you know, we all hang on to this hope, this religious belief that we will see them again. But what you have now, the opportunities that you have now, the relationships that you have now, once those people are gone, you don't get a redo. You know, I jokingly said to someone one day, she was talking about, you know, raising kids and whatever, and she's got, I think, like 3 kids. And I say, listen, I only have 1 child, so I feel like I don't get a redo. And I think just life in general is oftentimes like that. You may not get a second chance. You know, you've got to put your everything into it. Morning, Marquette. So it's just like disappointment, I guess, is if I had to sort of explain what I'm feeling in the moment. It's just that I'm very, very disappointed. And truthfully, you don't expect certain people to disappoint you. And I guess maybe this is a life lesson that, as some of you have already said, who am I that I'm not going to be disappointed in life, right? So I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I try to just be, very genuine and open person. And I don't even know what I'm going to do with what I now know. Part of me is just like, suck it up, buttercup, and just keep on moving and focus on the things that I know matter, which is trying to move the needle in this community, even with the things that we discuss and the issues that we have are so much bigger than individuals. I know that we're all human beings, obviously, but we have got to focus on trying to build a better community. But the real question is, how do we build better communities if individuals can't build better relationships? I like, if we were to take it at the nuclear level, we have to be able to build better families, better relationships. And then that leads to a better community. We can only ever get so far if people in Cayman have a complete emotional disconnect. Like, if nobody is emotionally intelligent, how far are we going to get? Everybody's out for themselves. Everybody is out for material things and the dollar bills. And, I know that there's certain friends that I can't have a meaningful, deep relationship with. And then there's other people that I thought that, there was that level of connection there. And when people make you question if that was ever real, that is why I suppose you see, me feeling a particular way this morning. It's just unbelievable. And in addition to that, it's also one of those things that I don't know. We live in such a small community that there's a lot of things that are kind of like intertwined, right? So, yes, I'm a host of this show. I'm a business owner in this community, but I'm also a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a friend. I'm a woman in this community. So even when we talk about politics and, we talk about people, for example, that we have elected to public office, I always try to remember that, yeah, those people are human beings as well. We certainly have a certain expectation of them. And unfortunately, they let us down all the time. I don't waste my tears on that situation. But in addition to that, I think that there are some people who kind of um, want to pigeonhole me like, oh, she's just in this political arena and she is not a person or doesn't have feelings. I was even thinking about the situation from Friday's discussion about this particular minister who is out there doing, allegedly engaging in inappropriate behavior. And do I feel for him? Well, less so him, because obviously he's making very conscious decisions about what it is that he's doing. But I feel for his family. You know what I'm saying? I know probably on both ends of this what it's like to have people judge you based on where you've come from and who your family members are. And that's precisely why you have an obligation to yourself and to your family to try to make better decisions. Because yes, everything you do, not only are you going to be judged accordingly, but the people around you are also going to be judged, right? Like, why would you be with this person? Like, people start to ask all sorts of questions. And, over the weekend, I heard so many stories in terms of, personal stuff about the parties involved. And people in the community do start to talk and they do start to ask these questions. And the sad part about it, and the truth about it, is that these questions have been around for a minute, around certain people. So, we as individuals, I think, have to recognize our role in our families and our communities. And if you want to have certain types of relationship with people, it is an investment. And at the same time, I guess you recognize that, there's a risk involved. There's a risk that people are going to disappoint you. And when it comes to fruition, um, you know, what are you going to do? How can you, um, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I simply don't have the answers for in life. Believe me, I just don't know. Some relationships will survive the test of time, and um, so many things, so many trials and tribulations. And I don't believe in hiding emotions. That's not who I am, and I don't think that that's who you guys should be either. There are times that we get upset. You guys know this. It's so interesting how different emotions are accepted differently as well. Um, you know, it's okay to be like the angry black person or the Karen or whatever. It's a whole different thing to be vulnerable and to say, you know what, I am upset, and it would be so much easier for me to perhaps rant and rave and curse and whatever. But this is different, right? I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. And so sometimes you have to sit with your emotions. And I guess it's a process. It's like a death, right? You can't skip through the grieving process. You can't skip through how you feel when someone that you care about dies. And years later, you may still be grieving. Like, it's so interesting when people say, oh, 6 months, it's been 6 months since your mom died or your dad died or your best friend, and just move on. And it's so wrong to tell people that, because you don't understand their process. And I do think that everybody has to go through their own process with a loss, with a disappointment, um, with grief, and you have to give people, I guess, that space to be able to do that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't cry often. I'm not really a super, emotional person like that. And I think that's why when people do see me get like this, they're like, oh my God, what's happening? But I don't know. I don't have the answers today. All I have are questions, actually. I have a lot of questions. And so I don't know what I'm going to do. Part of me will be, like I said, just suck it up and just continue. Just suck it up and keep on moving. I don't know. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. There's so much happening in the world. So many people just senselessly losing their lives, because we have so many people who are not emotionally intelligent, and the only way that they know how to deal with this situation is go bomb a bunch of people, a bunch of innocent people, and kill innocent children and make children starve, because you guys just can't get it together and can't move past whatever it is that has you upset with each other, just like 500 years old, and no one probably even remembers exactly why y'all are pissed off at each other. You know, it's so complicated. It's just so complicated sometimes. And you have to be forgiving. I see somebody on Instagram, K50, says one of the greatest ways to survive disappointments is to not have any expectations, basically, of anyone. For me, that's sad, I think, on us as human beings, that we have to go through life not having expectations. And I was always raised to not only have expectations, but to set your expectations high. So I know that that's a saying, K50, and I've heard it before and I've heard it numerous times, but that's not how I want to live my life, right? I'm going to have expectations of the people around me, and I'm going to set the bar high. I have expectations of everyone. You know, my child, even Zeus the dog has expectations in terms of his behavior. Or elected officials or community members, I have expectations. Alexa's always getting involved. I have expectations of the police. I have expectations of my friends. And so I want to hold them to a higher standard, because then what is the point? What is the point if we just go through life going, oh, well, I'll never be disappointed because, you know, I expected this anyway. To me, that's like a false, it's a false way of trying to protect yourself. And I think in the end, it doesn't really lead to like true, meaningful, and genuine relationships. And I don't know. To me, that's kind of a sad existence, actually. So I don't know. We're having a pity party this morning, I suppose. Good morning, Joe. Jordana says, Miss Sandra, I want you to know how incredibly valued and admired you are. Every day you pour your heart and soul into everything you do. Your resilience is truly inspiring. You have a community of people who care deeply about you, myself included. Your commitment to helping others and making a positive impact in this community shines brightly, and it does not go unnoticed. In times when you feel betrayed or hurt, please lean on the support of those who believe in you and your mission. Thank you so much, Joe. You know, Jordana, I'm so proud of you. A lot of times we don't say this enough to the people around us. You know, I've known Jordana 27 years. Well, she's a little bit older than that. I can't remember how old you were. Maybe 8 or 9. But you know, I've been really good friends with her mom all of that time. And Joe, you've really come into your own as a young woman, as a mother, and it's so refreshing to see you, you know, put your family first, your children as your number one priority, and really proud of how smart you are, how well written and spoken you are, and only wish you the best, you know. Morning, Siobhan. Kathy, thank you so much. She says, when you speak up for yourself, that's how it will be, hun. Never back down. When they show you their true identity, close that door fast. Life is too short. Morning, Jim. No, I appreciate all the sentiments. Magnum Opus says that what has us in the mess now that we're in, low expectations. I agree, Magnum Opus. I totally agree on so many different levels. Jim, I'm sorry that you're going through something as well. You know, and I guess this is such a life lesson that there are a lot of people around us who are going through something, and you don't even know it a lot of times. So thank you, inspiring. Shaka Zulu says, Auntie Sandy, you're one of the strongest women amongst strong women in Cayman. This is just another trial of your strength and personality. Stay strong and believe that things will get better. Big hug. Thank you so much. Morning, Miss Barbara. She says, don't trust anyone. Even your shadow will leave you. Oh, Lord. Ugh. Miss Marva says, Sandy, hey, guess what? Jesus had friends that deceived him, and I'm sure it hurt him too, but he forgave and moved on. Always be true to yourself first, then those friends, how they receive and accept it, that's their problem. Don't ever be fake to yourself to please those around you. Ironically, truth hurts more than lies. Yeah, we just have to be careful what we think is truth. It needs to be factual in order to be truthful. So one must always think and know what they're about to, and then it got cut off. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning,
I
my
don't like to
dear.
see you so sad.
I know, but I suppose this is part of life, but what you gonna do?
It is, and this too shall pass, and nothing a little rundown can't fix. You know where it is. Bye.
Thank you. Food fixes a lot. The caller says, nothing a little rundown not gonna fix. Come to the West for some rundown. Mary, good morning. Says we celebrate 27 years of friendship in September, and I've not always agreed on everything, but there's never been betrayal. You are my friend, and I love you dearly. May God bless you always. Continue to do what you're doing for the people of the Cayman Islands. I've questioned humans in the past, but over the last few months, I have wondered if some people are really human. So sad. Morning, faded Mary Jean. So friends will cut you deep. It's hold on. We got to reestablish your Instagram connection every hour on the hour. So give me 1 second to do that. Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay. This is why now everyone in my life is at arm's length. Wow. I have few that I still love, but if they were to ever betray me, I wouldn't be hurt by it because anything is expected when it comes to people. I don't keep people in my heart anymore. Oh my goodness. Wow. Huh. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say. My goodness. Miss Lucille, good morning. Thank you, Lanny. Mr. Richard says, I'm reaching across the ocean all the way from Texas to give you a hug this morning. Thank you, Mr. Richard. Lucille says, Sandy, you make me cry. I don't want y'all to cry. With you, both memories of the things, what people put me through. God is the only one I see in front of me, was the good Lord above. Sandy, you are still young and have a lot more to learn. If you're going to keep friends, I'm lucky to be alive. What saved me is I'm not a person that go and eat at everyone that I take for friend house. Sandy, your enemy cannot hurt you. All I can say is when you have friends around, don't close your eyes. My goodness. What a mess. Good morning, Miss Ann. Miss Ann says, so true. We're all going through something. Speaking of people who are going through something, good morning to Lavana. She's going through something this morning. Not just this morning, but her dad, unfortunately, is not well. So, Lavana, we want to extend positive thoughts. I know how close you are to your father, and we know that, this is a difficult time for you guys. So, we definitely want to lift you up in some positivity and some prayers this morning. Like I said, for some of us, we'll get warnings that the end is imminent and it's coming. But a lot of us will never get a warning. It's going to just be just like that, blink of an eye. The sudden heart attack, boom, that's it. The car accident takes you out, boom, that's it. And so that's why my aunt always used to say this: live today like it's your last day, because you just never know, right? And I think that means trying to be good to people, trying to be honest with people, and trying to, I hope, build some meaningful relationships. I don't know. Just crazy. Um, Strong Wilt says I need some black box pizza. That fixes everything. Oh my gosh. Johanna is saying, what? You probably feel a lot better if you bake some dry brownies with nuts for your loyal friend. All right. Bacon brownies for Johanna is going to make me feel oh so better. What a hot mess. Alejandro says, I'm honestly disappointed with some on this show when I show concern about NK Man and being criticized for my views, but I'm still here. I know a few got enough to say here, but thank you, Sandy, for having your show now. Like Johan would say, who's getting blazed up today? We're like family here in the program. I've said this before, a bit dysfunctional at times, but nonetheless, here we are. So Johanna is like the clown of the family, for sure. This person has sent me this beautiful, oh, this is so cute. Little owl says, don't focus on who let you down, appreciate who lifted you up. Don't focus on who darkened your days, appreciate who brightened them. Yes, you gotta sometimes really seek out the positive. Thank you so much for that message. I'll share some of these that come in on the what's up with you guys. This person says the following. Okay. This person says, good morning, Sandy. I truly feel you this morning. I'm praying your strength and trusting that God will wrap his arms around you and bring you comfort and peace of mind. True comfort comes from God and not man. Much love and prayers. Cry if you may, as tears are language that only God understands. Stay strong, as we all need you. The way you break down in front of your enemies, friends, family, and community shows that you're genuine and brave woman. You are who you are, and keep up the good work. There's a saying goes, to trust is good, but to not trust is better. Don't trust no man, meaning anyone. Oh, my goodness. Breaks my heart to not be able to trust people. This person says, yes, it's a loss. I got you, girl. It's a process that you have to work on building trust again. I wish and praying used to fix everything. I wish praying used to fix everything. The betrayal and disappointment is hard to process. Send hugs and love hugs. Therapy is the best thing. Let's do a CMR potluck. Oh. Right. A CMR potluck. I hear you there. Okay, Manians believe in food, child. We eat no matter what. We're upset, we eat. We're happy, we eat. We eat for weddings, dead people, everything. Just eat, and more food. Potluck. I like it. This person says, Miss Sandy, Miss Sandra, my love goes out to you. I keep telling you people don't like to see ugly face with pretty eyes. Miss Sandra, I'm going to give you one advice. Friends or close friends, always, when they call, you call, tell yourself they're recording you. Trust no one. Remember, the bar is set low. So what you expect, don't let them get in your way. Thank you so much for that message. Thank you for that very much. All right. What a mess we are truly in. It's futile to explain who you are or your position on a particular issue if your accuser is deliberately choosing to hold on to false narrative about you or what you believe. No worries. God will vindicate you Now put a smile on your face. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Really, really appreciate all of the positive messages that are being received this morning. Thank you very, very much. Eat watermelon. Okay. Watermelon, cassava cake, and warm milk, says Mark. Lord Jesus. Is this what you guys eat when you're upset? Johan is so funny. He says, has anybody seen or heard from Don Marlin today? What on earth? I can assure you it has nothing to do with him. Janetta says it's never good to bottle up emotions. That's what leads to other sicknesses, sadly. Crying is a sign of being human. Sending hugs. Hope you feel better with some chocolate and ice cream. I love all of you who have food formulas for feeling better. We got chocolate and ice cream. We got black box pizza. I noticed nobody's saying a good salad or something healthy. Mark says cassava cake and milk. Johan is here for the brownies with the nuts. Lanny says watermelon. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Miss Maria. What a hot mess. Yes, we love our food. All right. Let's maybe take a little bit of a break, come back, and let's talk about some issues facing this country. Dysfunctional relationships is a big one, but I reckon that's bigger than me. So I don't know what to do. All right, let's take a little commercial break.
Do you own a 1996 to 2016 Honda vehicle? There is an ongoing urgent safety recall regarding faulty Takata airbag inflators in Honda vehicles in the Cayman Islands. As affected vehicles get older, a combination of high temperatures and humidity can affect airbag inflators with the fault. If you're involved in a collision, the airbag can go off with too much explosive force, causing sharp metal fragments to shoot out and kill or seriously injure people in the vehicle. To check whether your vehicle is affected, go to HondaCayman.com/recalls. Honda will replace any defective airbag inflators completely free of charge. Contact the Car City service team to arrange this. Please take the time to check if your vehicle is affected by this urgent safety recall by going to HondaCayman.com/recalls now.
If you think that scratching is cool, wait till you scratch and win with Burger King. Our Scratch and Win is back with $40,000 in cash and prizes just for eating at Burger King. Spend $6 or more at any BK and receive your scratch card. There are more cash prizes than ever, including instant win prizes of $25 and $50, thousands of food prizes, and even e-scooters and karaoke machines to be won. Scratch and win big with Burger King today. Terms and conditions apply. Full details on burgerking.ky.
Ocean Ridge Heights offers an amazing opportunity to own a piece of land in idyllic Cayman Brac, right on the bluff, starting from $80,000. Located in a quiet residential area with high elevation, these lots are ideal for a future home or investment property and are sure to go fast. Cayman Brac offers a laid-back lifestyle, amazing pristine diving, limestone caves, diverse flora, along with amazing wildlife. Inquire about the owner financing options so that you can secure your piece of paradise today. With only a few lots remaining, these are sure to go before you know it. Contact Crichton Properties today on 345-949-5250 or info@crichtonproperties.com.
I am Richard Hugh, President and CEO of CUC. Our focus has always been on you, our customers. Times are changing, and so are your expectations. We are listening to our employees and the people of the Cayman Islands to find new opportunities that can improve your experience. We are working every day to provide you with a safe and reliable electricity service. You are at the core of everything that we do. We are exploring and adopting new technologies and sources of energy which will benefit you as we become more reliable and more efficient, which will mean lower energy costs. We are working to improve our energy management tools, offer new products and services, and provide 24/7 customer support. Our new vision, empowering Cayman to be a global leader, is building momentum towards a better future for our islands.
All right, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. Miss Moran says that she's watching from Jamaica. Good morning, ma'am. So good to see you. Yeah, we do have an entire international viewership out there that we really love and appreciate so much. It's what makes this platform what it is, honestly. So I think the diversity of our listenership can bring, fresh ideas and everything to the forefront. So many crazy headlines. I know that we haven't yet on this program talked about over the weekend the fact that I don't know, people are trying to start World War III or what's going on, but Iran got involved in the mix with Israel and, of course, the U.S. It's just the world right now is a little bit crazy. I'm going to be honest with you. And, sometimes world affairs, I don't think we discuss enough on this show, because these things have a trickle down effect, whether we want to believe it or not. It's just sad. So I think Iran sent several drone bombs or something. Now they're delivering bombs. It's like Amazon is figuring out how to deliver your packages by drone. And apparently Iran will deliver a bomb by drone as well. So it's unfortunate because it's a continued escalation of what is happening. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sandra. Do you have, I didn't get your first part of the program, unfortunately, but do you have sinus problems this morning?
Not normally, no.
Okay.
I was just getting a little bit emotional today.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that, but sometimes we all get like that. In a way of speaking, whether it's family members sick or passed on, or friends like I have, and things like that. But I want to say something to you. Iran did not start this, Israel did.
Oh no, we're getting to that.
Israel, I hear the U.S. got it all backwards. It's Israel. Israel has started so many things with other countries, has been bombarding them, and yet in churches in the U.S. and even churches here, let us pray for Israel. What about the other countries that has been bombarded in and like the Ukraine, with Russia doing with Ukraine, and because Israel went and bombarded the Palestinians. They've been doing it for many years. Nobody mentions them at all. Nobody says, let's pray for the world, especially Israel, because they seem to be picking here, there, and everywhere. They bomb the embassy in Iran, and this is what they waited a couple of weeks, and now they they started back on Israel because of that. But the U.S. not saying that. Oh no, they got that turned backwards. I mean, it's what are we getting at? Is it only one country in this world just because it was mentioned in the Bible? But in the Bible it didn't say go and bum your neighbors or destroy your neighbors or destroy to the fact that we have starving children, and sometimes I have to turn off the TV of just looking at the little innocent children. They're dying because of starvation and stuff. So let us be fair. And when I'm getting towards the churches, if you can accommodate me another 2 minutes, there is a service being conducted for years now under a tent by Ed Bush Playfield going more into the Birch Tree Hill area. That now the tent is just, they're still having services, and they're flopping. The tent is just flopping. Then now they built something in the front of that is all raggy and stuff. I wouldn't say built, but just set up there. I don't know what that is, but someone was telling me. I haven't seen it, so I mean I haven't seen it at night. After church, they do jerk pork and jerk chicken, and it's right by the road, and everyone can see that. So it's not like no one can see it, but us, our Caymanian eyes are close to these things that people can just put down these things nearly up on the road, shaky things, and say they're worshiping, but yet they're doing other things as well. That's where the planning of our Cayman Islands come in at. I hope they have some people to inspect these kind of things that is going on in our island and do something about it while it's time. Thank you for your time, Sandra. And I must say that you are doing a good job, and whatever how you're speaking this morning, I hope that our good God would continue to give you strength and that you can go on, and whatever it is, I sympathize with you because we just lost our very good friend Colleen. So
sorry for your loss.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Thank you, caller. Listen, this situation in the Middle East, I am not even going to pretend to fully understand what madness they're going on with or to be an expert, but I think there's been a lot of wrong that has been done on both sides. But at the moment, if I had to pick a side in terms of what has been unbelievable behavior, honestly, Israel can't be given a pass. And it's sad that the US seems to be in a position where they're saying that they're going to stand by Israel no matter what. And so the response from Iran and the dropping of the bombs was in retaliation for what they did to oh gosh, which area was it again? Oh, I can't even keep up now. But was it the Sudan? Anyway, listen, Iran has had their historical atrocities. We know what they're up to. But in this instance, we cannot allow these countries to feel like just because you're Israel, you can do whatever you want to people. So Iran dropped more than 300 drones and missiles, and it obviously has marked what is being called Syria. Thank you so much. After Israel attacked Syria, and this is a retaliatory response. And it's marked what is now being called a dramatic escalation in the hostilities that are engulfing the Middle East. And this is unfortunate because when you have a country like Iran now coming into the game, Israel, Hamas been fighting since last year. Israel has been doing some unbelievable things, targeting children and women, hospitals, educational facilities. I mean, we can't give them a pass. This is horrific. In fact, a lot of what Israel has been accused of doing, and lots of evidence that they have done just that. So, Iranian president said on Wednesday that even the slightest aggression against their land by Israel will result in a severe and intense response. And so these countries have they have a history of, listen, they're going to come out with all guns blazing. They're not going to sit down at the negotiating table and try to talk about this. They're going to fight fire with fire. And of course, the U.S. is in the mix, and the U.S. has been supporting Israel. And even if President Biden doesn't agree with everything that Israel is doing, he still supports Israel. And I think that that's problematic because at some point, if they were really friends, he would be having a conversation with him about essentially how you can't do this. You can't target civilians. I know what set this off, and I know Hamas attacked innocent people at a concert, but the response isn't to then kill more innocent people. It isn't to destabilize the entire region. And their remit is that they're going to basically take out, every single person who's not a Jew in that particular region of the world. I mean, it's just, it's unfathomable that this could even be a thing in 2024. Caller, good morning.
Sandy, this topic, my God, I've been waiting for someone to bring it up at least in Cayman, because you don't hear nobody talking about it as if it was just like nothing ever happened. You'd expect to hear some sort of discussion about what's going on, how rude they've become, because we've trusted that they was under self-defense. And Sandy, when you just give them the power and the benefit of the doubt that they were under attack, the fact in reality that we are praising, and I say we as in the world are praising the real enemy, because say the real enemy has its rights to defend their people and they'll do it in every way, and then the way how they're doing it, they're investing in something like the Iron Dome. And then to me, I'm listening on the radio every single day. I enjoy listening to these things because at least I know that I have an opinion on something that is really going on this island, on this world, that we should be really concerned about, because it could happen to any one of us. Any one of us right here in this island too. That octopus arm could just fly from the United States and come and just land on top of our island. With that, to me, when I listen to what's going on in Gaza and Israel and how Iran and all these things going on around the world, right? You check this out. I feel it's like an octopus effect, where the big brain in the middle of the octopus is controlling the arms. But did you know that an octopus arm have a mind of its own? Mm-hmm. My goodness, Sandy, when you check it out, man, the amount of people that are dying just in the name of defense, just because they are being praised for the amount of defense that they have, the way that they can do it without any criticism and care of criticism, at least, because people are protesting, saying certain things and knowing what's going on. They're seeing what's going on. The only way that they can do what they're doing, because they're telling us what they're doing. They're telling us what they're doing, even if they're saying that you don't have no means to do it. Check out the people that died that is in humanitarian aids. Come on now. Look at that. And you mean to tell me now, in the name of defense, how much more news are we going to have to hear? How much more Hamas has killed an Israelite? I mean, Israel people, you just try to listen to what these people are saying and then think about what they did during the German Nazi era when they were just sitting around, just listening to the people dying in them places, them furnaces, and just like being criticized by their skin color, going to different countries and checking out their skin tones and making sure that the eyes match this type of race. And when they were doing their little experiments, making people stay alive, torturing them, all of these little things, gotta remember, they really actually happened. So if they continue to happen and we hear just sitting around not talking about it, we are afraid that it might happen to us too, right? If we don't talk about it, it surely will happen to us if we're not aware.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think there's a lot to unpack here, and we'll see if we can bring on someone soon from the academic side to maybe explain some of this. But I mean, it really comes down to ultimately human beings not being able to get along. I mean, it's like the oldest story in the book. It's a story of the two brothers. What are their name? Abel and Cain and Abel, right? Just hating each other for probably no good reason. I mean, religion, that's not a reason to hate someone. Seriously. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So this morning, the Times of Israel is reporting that the UK's prime minister is saying that it's clear that Israel is going to respond to Iran with an attack. Of course they are, because Israel doesn't know anything else. They live, I mean, I can't imagine living in that country because they live in a constant state of we're going to attack, we're going to kill people. It's just absolutely insane. Now, here's what the Iranian president is saying, and this is looking a lot more like this is going to turn into a friggin' World War III, which is quite unfortunate for everybody involved. And those of us who are not even involved, those of us who we don't want to have this discussion. We don't want to talk about it, but we can't ignore the atrocities that are happening both regionally, in our country, regionally, and even beyond, right? So the Iranian president says nothing would remain. This is what he's saying this morning. He vows to completely destroy Israel if it launches what he says is even the tiniest invasion. So this is making headlines this morning. President, what's his name? Ibrahim Razi spoke on Wednesday at an annual army parade, warning Israel of a massive and harsh response as the country braces for potential Israeli retaliation after Iran's missile and drone attack over the weekend. Now, most of the drones were actually intercepted by American anti-drone equipment. So the Americans were assisting in that. But yes, Iran did launch hundreds of missiles and drones at Israel on Saturday in response to an apparent strike on Iran's embassy compound in Syria on April the 1st that killed 12 people, including 2 Iranian generals. And Iran blames Israel for the attack, although Israel has not claimed any involvement. So Razi said that Saturday's attack was a limited one, and that if Iran was provoked to carry out a bigger attack, nothing would remain from the Zionist region. And that's a quote from him. Nothing will remain from the Zionist region. And the official news agency in Iran is reporting. So 12 people, unfortunately, were killed. Again, Israel isn't taking any credit for it. So I don't know what evidence they have that it was Israel, but Iran seems to be firm in their position that it was. So 99% of the missiles launched were intercepted with help from the US, the United Kingdom, neighboring Jordan, and other nations. So it's not like the drone attack was successful by any stretch of the imagination. So let me, my apologies. Let me say that in fact, France, Jordan, United Kingdom also assisted in the defense of Israel. So you can see how quickly this is going to get out of hand. if this continues. And all those countries, well, they're already allied with Israel and they will continue to do so. I'm sure of that. And then what? Are we legitimately potentially looking at World War III? So it was a furious attack is how it's being described on Saturday. And again, thanks to their allies around the world, they were able to intercept 99% of them. So they came together to fend off over 300 drones and missiles launched at Israel from Iran, with the Israeli Defense Forces claiming that roughly 99% of the attack had been thwarted by their forces and allies. So the U.S. military moved aircraft and ballistic missile defense destroyers to the region over the course of the past week. And thanks to those deployments and the extraordinary skill of their service members, they were able to take down nearly all of the incoming drones and missiles. President Biden said in a statement condemning the Iranian attack. But the U.S. was not the only country to step up to Israel defense, to be clear. They had France, Jordan, and the United Kingdom also playing roles in intercepting the attack. French officials said that some of the Iranian projectiles had been intercepted by French forces over Iraq and Jordan. And they said that France has ground-to-air defense elements in the region to protect its forces, and they were used to neutralize what flew over their rights, is what they've said. And this is someone familiar with the situation there. The UK's Royal Air Force also participated in the defense, according to Times of Israel report. The RAF fighters intercepted an unknown number of drones in the region bound for Israel and vowed that its jets in the Middle East will intercept any airborne attacks within range of our existing missions as required. Jordan security source confirmed to Reuters that its forces also intercepted and shot down dozens of Iranian drones that had violated the country's airspace en route to Israel. How far do these missiles and drones travel? My God. The country also indicated that it was stepping up reconnaissance flights in the area and had briefly closed its airspace on Saturday as a precautionary measure. So they said that the relevant authorities took the decision to close the airspace for precautionary reasons as a result of the surrounding security situation. Israel itself has sophisticated air defenses that it used to fend off the Iranian attack, including the country's famed Iron Dome and David's Sling. They said that Israel has a multi-layered air defense system consisting of the Iron Dome, David's Sling, and the Arrow. I don't know what the heck all these things are, but anyway, as well as other undisclosed assets. It will likely also get ballistic missile support defense from the United States, as the two militaries have been training on for years. My Lord, it's just crazy. So apparently the Arrow missile defense system is made up of Arrow 2 and Arrow 3, which is capable of intercepting missiles fired from close range to 1,500 miles away, including above Earth's atmosphere, while David's Sling is designed to intercept planes, drones, tactical ballistic missiles, and medium to long-range rockets and cruise missiles fired from ranges of 25 to 190 miles. So, I mean, on the one hand, if you're a country like Jordan and people are using your airspace to, transport missiles aimed at another country, I suppose you could easily argue that you have a right to knock those out of your own airspace. But the bottom line is the situation is not good. An escalation of that situation, what's still happening, the Russian and Ukrainian war is still on, by the way. I know we haven't spoken about that in a minute, but they're still over there fighting. There's so many hotspots. Poor Haiti, they have their own internal civil war and their own internal conflict. I just feel like, we're headed for an unbelievable instability worldwide. That I don't know what the resolution is going to be. How many countless lives are going to be lost? I mean, on the one hand, you say yes, 12 lives, to that country and those people. Obviously, 12 lives is taking people's lives, innocent people, is unforgivable. But how many thousands of people are now going to die because 12 lives were taken? So the response is always to retaliate. And I don't know that escalation is going to be beneficial to anyone in the long run. Like, these countries are now going to be depleting their military resources, killing each other. And let's not forget that on the Asian front, there is stuff going on over there as well. So now, again, the US and the EU is eyeing new sanctions on Iran after the attack in Israel. There's a secret Russian foreign policy document urges action to weaken the US. So that's happening, coming out of the Washington Post this morning as well. And then in the Philippines, and they're having issues. So they're doing an ambitious exercise with the US as concerns growing over China. Listen, when you start having all these hotbeds of situations, right, happening all over the world, this is exactly what leads to an escalation and world wars. So the Philippines and the United States are preparing to hold their most ambitious joint military exercise next week, as tensions between the Philippines and China are escalating, according to more than a dozen officials. For the first time since the annual exercise started in 1991, the Philippines and the United States will conduct joint naval drills beyond the 12 nautical miles of the Philippines' territorial waters, in part of open sea that's being claimed by China. More than 16,000 soldiers from the two militaries will operate out of a joint command center to perform 4 major activities with a focus on countering maritime and air attacks. Like, what the heck? The Philippines at war with China? How? My Filipino community, y'all didn't tell me this. I didn't know y'all had a beef with the Chinese. Oh my goodness. So according to the Washington Post, tensions between China and the Philippines are the highest that they've been in years, raising the specter of war in the Pacific. It's like, are you kidding me? Anyway, security analysts are watching this situation very, very carefully. They say it's become perilous around the second Thomas Shoal, which is a half-submerged reef, where the Philippines has maintained the BRP Sierra Madre, which is a beached warship, as an outpost since 1999. In recent months, Chinese ships have stepped up efforts to prevent the Philippines Navy from resupplying troops to the Sierra Madre, deploying water canyons that have damaged vessels and injured sailors. So the Biden administration has warned China that an armed attack against the Philippine military vessels would invoke the U.S.-Philippine Mutual Defense Treaty. Standing next to the Philippine president in Washington last week, President Biden said that the U.S. defense commitment to the Philippines is ironclad. My Lord. It's just unbelievable. And let's not forget what's happening closer to home. Regionally, Venezuela is in a hot mess. Let me see here now. So they were trying to do a grab. Oh, Lord, there's just so much. So look, they've just closed their embassy in Ecuador. What is wrong with you people? So Venezuelan president. Oops, sorry. 1 second here. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has ordered the closure of the socialist regime's embassy in Ecuador on Tuesday. The move is intended to show as a show of solidarity with the Mexican government, whose embassy in Quito was raided by Ecuadorian authorities. My Jesus. Maduro also said that Venezuela fully supports action to expel Ecuador from the United Nations. So then the Spanish people are fighting amongst each other as well. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro ordered the closure of his country's embassy and consulates in Ecuador on Tuesday, again, showing support for Mexico for protests after a raid by Ecuadorian authorities on the Mexican embassy. They say that Venezuela fully supports Mexico's request to have the United Nations suspend Ecuador from the world body. And this was said during a global meeting of the leaders of the community of Latin America and Caribbean states. Boy, don't be mixing us up into it. Go easy in the Caribbean. Ecuadorian President Daniel Noboa ordered authorities to raid the Mexican diplomatic outpost on April the 5th to arrest the country's former vice president, Jorge Glass, who is a convicted criminal and fugitive and who was holed up at the embassy since December. Apparently, Mexico granted him asylum hours before the raid. The extraordinarily unusual use of force drew immediate condemnation from governments around the world because diplomatic premises are considered foreign soil and inviolable under the Vienna treaties. So Noboa has said that he authorized the raid to protect national security, and he argued that Glass was wanted for his criminal convictions for corruption and not political reasons, and accused Mexico of violating the Vienna Treaty by granting asylum to someone convicted of very serious crime. Anyway, Mexico obviously expressed its outrage over the raid and severed diplomatic ties with Ecuador and recalled its diplomatic mission. Y'all see what's going on here? The whole world seems to be a little bit mad at the moment. It's just unbelievable. And then in addition to that, Venezuela has some ongoing situation with Guyana, where basically they're trying to grab what is considered part of Guyanese territory. So now on Tuesday, the Guyana government welcomed the United Nations Security Council statement on Venezuela's recently approved law that sets the groundwork for the seizure of the county of Essequibo. And this is a questionable referendum last December, which also incorporated this Essequibo County into Venezuela's map, which means that it no longer is labeled the zone of reclamation. So according to the law, pending a resolution of the border controversy with Guyana, the headquarters for the administration of Guyana Essequibo will be based in Trumaremo, eastern Venezuela. So this is really, really crazy. And the Guyanese government has actually issued a statement in relation to this. So, Venezuela also doing the most as a country. I mean, you don't just go and grab people's land and territory that doesn't belong to you. But this is basically a long-standing territorial dispute over this region. It started to escalate last year. The region is actually controlled by Guyana, but it's claimed by the Venezuelans. And the dispute dates back many years. And the current border was established by the Paris Arbitral Award in 1888. So, it's a very long history. You guys will have to read up about this if you're interested. But basically, Venezuela now wants to gain control of it. I think it has to do with probably oil. It's a mineral-rich territory, and so they have their eyes on it for natural resources, which is shocking because Venezuela already has so much in the way of natural resources. Oil-rich country that is still poor as I don't know what, because their government, and this is a lesson for all of us, it doesn't matter how much money your government makes. If they're not fiscally responsible, if they don't do the right thing for the people of the country, they will squander and waste every single penny, and the people will still be poor as mud as they are in Venezuela. And now they're looking for more areas to go out there and explore. So there's been discovery of oil closer to this disputed region. And so, of course, now Venezuela wants to get their hands on it. So they recently approved last year a referendum, so they claim, but you can't believe all the votes that come out of Venezuela, right? They're claiming sovereignty over Essequibo, again, which is mineral-rich territory that counts for about 2/3 of Guyana and lies near big offshore oil deposits. So there's a military potential confrontation as the Venezuelan government out of Caracas continues to make, unbelievable moves against the poor people of Guyana. So back in 2015, major oil deposits were discovered off the shore by an ExxonMobil-led consortium, which piqued the interest of Venezuela, whose commitment to pursuing the territorial claims has fluctuated over the years. So the consortium began pumping oil in December of 2019, converting large agrarian Guyana into the world's fourth largest, listen to this, fourth largest offshore oil producer. And operations generate more than $1 billion a year for the impoverished country of nearly 800,000 people that saw its economy expand by nearly 60% in the first half of 2019. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandy. Good topic. I was reading an article where they did a survey with teenagers about war.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what they came up with. War is a place where young people who don't know each other and don't know each other and don't hate each other, kill each other. Based on the decisions made by old people who know each other, hate each other, but don't kill each other.
Very sad.
Yeah, that war with Palestine and Israel, I turn off anytime. After I turn off the radio when I hear it, because there's so many children has been died. I think the last count was 14,000 children was murdered. There had to be some halt in this madness, because all that is doing is that these people were not the cause of the war in Israel. And when you ask some people, this is what the Bible says, that Israel is the chosen people. But God, that I know, would not do that to innocent people. It's just an excuse that because neither one of the two wants. The Hamas doesn't want Israel to exist. Israel doesn't want Palestine to exist. And this was an excuse now. Anybody in their logical, there's no logic to this. Innocent people are suffering every day.
Yes.
And people got to get with the times and realize that, there's so many innocent people. Forget about what the Bible says. God would never ordain these children and innocent people. It's been, I think it's 35,000 people have lost their lives in Palestine. And then Israel is stopping food from going in there.
Sad.
It bleeds my heart when I see that, because we don't realize how blessed we are in this country.
Yeah. But I mean, to be very, very clear, caller, as blessed as we are, the destabilization of these different regions will definitely have an impact on us. I mean, we don't have a sustainable economy on its own. You know what I mean?
And it's not going to stop until Israel decides, okay, we didn't get Hamas. There's no way in this world you're going to get every Hamas. And until Israel realized that, okay, put your ground troops in there, get to every terrorist, I don't care, but stop killing innocent people, hospitals, schools, residential areas. I know that I'm going to get a lot of flack because I'm speaking my mind, but I'm speaking logically, because it's so many innocent people have died.
Yes, that's very sad.
Anyway, Sandy, keep up the good work.
Thank you, my dear.
What can I say? God bless you.
All right, my love. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's very, very sad. I mean, it's crazy. It's the world. I feel like has gone crazy. APOC 447 says world leadership is missing and has everyone acting like damn fools on the world stage. And where does it end? Really is the question. Iran's retaliation attack was highly telegraphed on purpose. They don't want it to be successful, but didn't want to look weak either. Israel should take the W, as Biden said, and not escalate it. Aliano says it's simple. Israel's emboldened by divine prominence. Divine prominence. The cult-like mentality of the religious zealots will see a revolution fulfill. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Cassandra.
Morning.
I love when Mr. Dector calls. I certainly enjoy when he tells his jokes. But he said something that I had to push back on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these problems are political, but religion does as a foot nine.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's this whole Israel-Palestine conflict has been going on from Bible days.
Oh my gosh,
Right?
it's ridiculous. Like, honestly,
the word Palestine.
Yeah.
The word Palestine itself comes from saying we're in the Bible we call the Philistines.
Mm-hmm.
Right? These are the people that the ancient Israelites have been fighting against for control for decades, not hundreds of years. This is going on thousands of years. You understand? And unfortunately, I mean, I heard what Mr. Dexter says, but that's not what the Bible says. I mean, right now I'm looking at a verse in the Bible right now. It says, go finish your job, kill all the boys, kill every man, and keep the virgins. Understand? So this thing that has been going on for thousands of years, and religion is used as that.
Mm-hmm.
Religion is used as the oil to make this happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All for control of resources.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sad situation. Thank you, caller. Alice says, I'm watching and listening from Florida. You need more information about this war. Israel was attacked first, women raped, people killed and terrorized in Israel. What would we do if our country was attacked in this way? I would like to add that not only did Iran attack Israel directly, but they're helping Hamas and have been all along. Well, I guess what you're saying, Alice, is that there's absolutely no resolution here, and this is going to continue for another 2,000 years. And I mean, I don't think the Palestinians or the Israelis and Hamas and Iran, it's not possible that they're going to wipe each other out. So they're going to just continue killing. And that's the way that it's going to be. I mean, what's the solution here is the question. I admit Hamas has to take responsibility for what they did. What they did was a direct attack. But you know what? If you can't, the people who attack you, if you can't directly attack them and deal with those individuals, that you have to target innocent people in this fight, that's where, unfortunately, you've gone too far. It's just too much. The next generation of children who are now starving and being killed, even workers, international aid workers were also killed by an Israeli attack or an Israeli bomb. At what point do you say that those people have nothing to do with this? In their lives, it's not fair that their lives were innocently taken by Israel, by the Israeli government. I don't know. It's just, I mean, I don't know what the solution is. Like I said, I'm not claiming to be an expert here, but something needs to happen to try to de-escalate some of these conversations. I think that if we had more women who were world leaders, maybe we could see a different type of change. I don't really know. But boy, these men, it's like, who's got the biggest drones and missiles? It's like penal dysfunction here. Everybody trying to prove a point. Ay. But there you have it. Those are some of the hot spots all over the world. Of course, the situation regionally in Haiti has gotten no better. That country continues to self-destruct from the inside out. So don't know what's going to happen there for sure. Shaka Zulu says, I'm really disappointed about how folks lack basic understanding of international conflicts but speak with such strong convictions. Well, that's normally the case, honey chill. I don't know. That is obviously, what Leroy says, Ethiopia's God's chosen people. Can we stop talking about God's chosen people? I mean, if you read the Bible, did he not create everybody? So isn't everybody his chosen people? I mean, the fact that we can divide each other along, lines of skin color and race and territorial lines. No, this section is God's chosen people. No, we're God's chosen people because we're blonde-eyed and no. The Ethiopians, the oldest Africans in the world. No. The oil is God's chosen people. It's like, what do they say? If this philosophy of an eye for an eye continues, soon everybody in the whole world is going to be blind. JD, good morning, says every day I ponder the chaos that would happen if World War III broke out and no more ships delivered imports here. That might be the least of our worries, my God. What else are we going to do? I mean, like I said, a lot of the world economies are so intertwined with each other. If you guys really think Cayman has anything called sustainability on its own, not just as JD points out, the import of simple things like food, but what if our industry died up? What if financial services takes a hit because of world wars and markets start to tank all over the world? Y'all complaining now about properties and land being worth this and that and whatever, but I'm going to tell you what, things are going to take a very different turn then, and you'll be complaining about you can't even get a piece of bread to eat. It's just very, very sad. So I'm hopeful that these supposed world leaders, I don't know, we elect them to try and do things. I can only hope that they try to get their act together. Al says the so-called powers that be don't care about what happens to the rest of the world as long as it's not in Europe or America. It's not a coincidence that they support Israel. It's the whitest state in that part of the world. It's not a debate. It's facts. Alice says it's a sad situation. I think we can all agree there. Rough Seas says those so-called innocent people deliberately stand in the way. Let me just restart the IG feed again. This is super annoying, but unfortunately, this is something that we now have to do 3 times for the show. My goodness. Okay. All right. Miss Sue, Siobhan says there's no resolution because neither will back down from the other. So it will be endless, unfortunately, and that's too sad. God created everybody, but he did not create them to be equal. That's interesting. Shaka Zulu says, I totally agree with Auntie Sandy on more world leadership needs, more women leaders to quell international conflicts. Siobhan says that if they're not all blind already. Damien says we'll have to rely on backyard farming. Okay. Let's see. This person says there's a difference between religion and faith in a higher power. Religion is the easiest form of when we now call government. It was created to control the masses. China has been trying to claim Taiwan as well. I've talked about the tensions in the South China Sea and why I could not watch the new Barbie movie. The new Barbie movie? What does that have to do with China? Is that in China? Oh, Lord. Not everyone that's in your life remains in your life, as weird as it may sound. They were only there for a season. I'm just reading this now. My apologies. To teach you something as you progress forward. Not all of your friends will be happy for you because in their mind, you're leaving them behind. I don't know about World War III. I don't know what World War III will be fought with, but I do know that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Einstein, said that. Oh, really? Wow. So incredibly interesting. All right, let's talk about a few other things. Thanks, Al. He says, I choose nature. No gods for me. I'm going back to the bush. What's going on with Donald Trump? Says strong will. So in other news, Donald Trump's trial, one of many, we should say, has begun. I think they're doing jury selection at the moment. So let me try to remember which trial this is. Lord, he really does have so many that I can't keep up. So this one is, oh Lord, which one is this again? Yeah, hold on one second. So this one is just another fraud case. This dude is special. Give me a hush money for Stormy. Oh, that's this one. I honestly cannot keep up. This dude has had, and he's lost like 2 already, millions upon millions of dollars that they're sanctioning him. All right, hold on. Let me bring up some Trump news here. Ay, what a hot mess. So, okay, let's see. They got 6 jurors so far, says a listener to the program. So former, yes. All right, so this one is 12 jurors picked with 6 alternatives. There will be 12 jurors picked with 6 alternatives for the trial, which is expected to last 6 to 8 weeks. The trial is centered around 34 counts of falsifying business records in connection to reimbursements Trump paid to his ex-fixer, Michael Cohen, for $130,000 payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 general election to stay quiet about an alleged affair. So there's a gag order in place by the judge, which prevents him from attacking the judge's family, witnesses, and jurors, because Trump does that all the time when his trials start up. That's what he gets on his public platform and does. So I'm guessing this one is going to be in New York. Yes. So this is about the hush money trial in the Stormy Daniels matter. I don't know. I mean, listen, I don't even know what to say, except this is another hot mess. I mean, this president, a former president of the United States, has been embroiled in so much controversy and fraudulent allegations. And I mean, his behavior is just shocking, that he can think that he can do all this stuff and there are no consequences. So this is a criminal case. They allege that payments falsely recorded as legal expenses were used to bury allegations that might have hurt him during the 2016 presidential campaign. Obviously, his supporters don't care about any of this stuff. They don't care about affairs. We were talking about the same thing on Friday. There are people who will support, even locally, that minister and say that, what does that have to do with anything? It's his personal life. We don't care, blah, 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 blah. And it certainly speaks to the moral compass of an entire community when you have people who are more concerned about how an MP or a minister is lining their pockets, as opposed to the fact that this person has no moral compass at all. And you really want people running your country who have no moral compass, who have no integrity. That's what these types of things are all about. So the key evidence is a $130,000 payment made to Daniels, who was ready to go public about a sexual encounter she had with Trump back in 2006, a year after he married his current wife, Melania Trump. He's also accused of facilitating hush money payments of $150,000 to a former Playboy model, Karen McDougal, over claims of an affair, and another $30,000 He just throws money. Somebody said they were once told by someone that money fixes everything. Certainly, Trump believes that. He threw another $30,000 to Trump Tower doorman who claimed to have a story about a child that Trump had fathered. Hush money everywhere. My Lord. While the payments themselves are not illegal, Trump is accused of violating federal campaign finance laws by failing to disclose the money that was supposed to be used to boost his electoral chances instead of recording it as a legal expense. So what is really at stake here is that he took money and basically lied about what the money was being used for. So he categorized it as a legal expense under his campaign, because this is fundraising money. And you can't take money that you've gotten in the campaign, like fundraising money, and use it to pay your own personal bills, rake up credit card debt, buy yourself a fancy house, all that kind of stuff. It has to be used for the campaign. So this is part of the federal campaign finance laws that they have in the United States of America. So now he's facing 34 felony counts of falsifying business records linked to those payments in this New York state trial. 34. Damn. Oh my God. I'd love to see the indictment paperwork there. Whoa. Okie dokie. Anyway, we'll keep you all updated to answer your question there. We'll keep you updated on what happens there. Just a hot mess. I don't know. Morning, Miss Aline. Rough C says Trump will get off and be president again. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I think America lost its moral compass a long time ago. I'm sorry. And I don't mean to insult any Americans. You guys know that I lived in your beautiful country for a number of years, but things have really taken a toll, a downhill roll since I've left. El Rey says the UN and America are a bunch of hypocrites when it comes to Israeli actions in the Middle East. Yep. So there's that hot mess of a situation. Whatever happened to the cocaine found in the White House after Hunter Biden visited? Didn't he get charged with that, Damon? I'm pretty sure he actually had criminal charges filed against him, just like everybody else. Let's refresh your memories. So cocaine residue, yep. So he had a plea deal over this. Let me see where they're at with that. And I think, was the judge actually rejecting the plea deal? So like everybody else, he will be held accountable. So he's pled not guilty, to charges accusing him of lying about his drug use in October 2018 on a form to buy a gun, which he kept for about 11 days. He's acknowledged struggling with addiction to crack cocaine during that period in 2018, and his lawyers have said that he didn't break the law. Hunter Biden has since said that he stopped using drugs and has worked to turn his life around. So there are criminal proceedings against him as well as there should be. And that doesn't negate anything that Trump is doing, to be very, very clear. Everyone has to be held accountable, whether it's Trump, Biden's son, or anybody else. So sad state of affairs. Tony says election interference. Let's see. Biden has Alzheimer's. Well, I wouldn't doubt that Trump has early onset dementia, because it actually runs in his family. And there have been some signs that something's probably amiss. Okay, let me address some local stuff. So somebody messaged me yesterday, and I thought that this was kind of weird, and so I'm going to address it. Let me save the clip. Let me do this. I'm going to play the clip that they actually sent me, because this was like really bizarre. Like I didn't quite understand this. And I sometimes question what people are thinking when they listen to something on our show. So this was from Friday's show. So hold on one second. Let me see if I can. So this was, hold on. Let me download this. This was from Friday's show. Obviously the topic was about integrity. No, this wasn't Friday's show. This was yesterday. Was it? No, this was not yesterday. What's today? This is Monday's show. So on Monday, remember we were talking about the criteria that we're looking for with elected officials. So somebody sent me this clip, and then I'm going to read you guys the attached note because I was really confused by it. I'm very, very confused. Okay, so let's recap. This is what they sent me, and then we'll have a discussion on this. So this is what they sent. Can we get an amen? Just like not everybody is a talk show should be running for office. It's so funny when people say that to me. Oh my God, Sandy, you should run for office. And I say, why? Because you hear me every day at a talk show, and we become like family. And you hear me, as Mary Jean just said, man, Sandy, you're making plenty of sense. That doesn't mean, don't fall for it, because y'all have fallen for it before. That doesn't mean that person has the qualities required for an MP. Just because they make sense at a talk show, or they call into talk programs, or they even have their own talk show, that does not qualify them to find their way out of a paper bag. It's not enough. Right? I have no intentions of ever running for the... Okay. So, so someone sent me this, and this was the note that was attached to it. So hold on one second. It said, good morning. This was yesterday morning. I wasn't able to watch all of the 3 talk shows yesterday. We have 3 talk shows in Cayman? Okay, I guess Mondays, yeah, because OC and then the midday. Okay. But a couple of people messaged me about the above, and I rightfully agree. Although no name was called, many will believe or assume the reference is to me. No one can think of any female, which your specific words may be describing. First of all, I didn't say anything about a female. Like I honestly don't understand what this person is saying to me. Because where did I say anything about a female? Anyway, let's keep reading it. Because like I said, if jumping to conclusions were a national sport in the Cayman Islands, y'all would be getting gold medals left, right, and center. I wasn't talking about any females. The funny thing is, not a single female actually came to mind when I was talking about people who have talk shows. And I'm pretty sure I didn't say female. So I don't even know what this person's talking about. But anyway, I'm going to give it to you guys as I got it. And y'all help me understand what this is really all about. So they said, although no name is called, many believe or assume the references to me. No one can think of any female which your specific words may be describing. Sandra, I do not always agree with some of what you do and how done, but there are many times I spend time defending much of what you do, as there are things you and I are equally passionate about and advocate for. If this is in reference to me, I am left to wonder why you chose to venture on terrain which is absolutely unrelated and irrelevant and unnecessary. I respect that you shared information when no one else did, but trying to throw some under the bus simply because it may come to mind is something to stop and think about at times. And respectfully, remember, those who gossip with you will gossip about you. Even I know this. First of all, I do not even know what you're talking about. This is when someone obviously thinks too much of themselves. Because if anybody said to them, oh my God, I think Sandy's talking about you, they're not the sharpest knife in the drawer. You never, let me make myself very, very clear. You never, ever crossed my mind. And that entire discussion about criteria for politicians, people who have talk shows, you never crossed my mind. Not even for a split second. First of all, you don't have a current talk show. Secondly, I hate to tell you this, but I'm just being honest. What you do have, or what you had, I didn't think of a talk show in the traditional sense of the word. So you never crossed my mind. You know who I was thinking about? And I'm happy to name the individuals, and you're not even in politics. It doesn't make any sense. I don't even know what this person's talking about. Y'all confuse me. You make my brain hurt some days. Who I was talking about, people who have a talk show, and because they have a talk show, you think that, yes, they would make a good elected official, whatever. The people who've done it, Austin Harris had a talk show, became an MP. Kenneth Bryan was on TV first, then had a talk show. You know what? Elio Solomon, talk show, MP. That's where my mind was. That's it. In fact, somebody said to me, what about Jonathan Piercy? I did not even think of Jonathan. Again, Jonathan has been so removed from the world of politics that when I have political discussions and whatever, I'm sorry, Jonathan, no insult meant, but he doesn't come to mind. Somebody else said, well, didn't Sabrina have a talk show? Once again, the type of talk show she had is not the type of talk show that I'm talking about. The Business Buzz, I don't even see, to me, that's not a talk show. Right? And it's not her, by the way, this person isn't her, but I'm just like really, really confused by the comment. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And what are you talking about? Gossip. What I was saying, I thought it was very, very clear, but maybe I need to make it clearer, is, don't assume that because someone has the gift of gab, like they can talk a good game, even on a talk show, that will necessarily in and of itself make them a good elected official. The fact that this person is all in their feelings and talking about, I might not always agree to it. Listen, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. You're talking nonsense. I don't know what you're talking about. And I suggest that you don't send me foolish messages like this, because it only makes me look at you and go, huh? What the hell? What did I miss? Miss Elaine says, I'm confused too. Who knows what this is about? I don't know. Go back and listen to the show and tell me where I mentioned anything about even a man or woman. The three people specifically that I was thinking of in my head, and once again, no, I did not mention any names. Not that I couldn't have, and I'm happy to tell you now who they were. Austin, Elio, and Kenneth all had talk shows at some point, and all became, after having the talk show, all becoming elected officials. This person has not even ran for office. How could you be the person that I'm thinking about? Oh my God. This person says, quite frankly, we get it plenty talk already. More good talkers. No thanks. We're full. I mean, y'all need to get out of your own way. Why don't you get them on a call and set the record straight? This is John. Listen, I trust that they listen to the show, and they'll, my response, literally, my response to them was, because sometimes I really have to keep it short because I'm not getting back. I said, you didn't even come to mind, to be honest. I was thinking of people who actually had shows in the past and actually ran and got elected. I don't know what you're talking about. Honestly. Denver, sometimes you have to set the record straight, because I'm like, supposedly they're claiming that multiple people came to them. Really? You mean more than one person isn't the sharpest in the drawer? Come on now, folks, get it together. I doubt people were thinking about you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to insult you, but I wasn't thinking about you. And you know what is so funny? I actually sent that to a number of people saying, who do you think this could be? Not a single person thought of you. Right. Let's move on. Siobhan said, a person might have a guilty conscience. About what? Elaine says, how do I become an MP? I need some serious money without doing much of anything. Should I start a talk show? Knock yourself out, honey child. Knock yourself out. Mary says, let your conscience be your guide, is what I say to anyone thinking that a statement may be directed at them. Or if they walk into a room and the talking stops, it means that they were the topic of discussion, SMH. Yeah, like sometimes y'all really think that people got time to be talking about you. Ain't nobody gossiping about you. I mean, let's be honest. Some of y'all are really not that important to waste even a gossip on. Mark says, see, this is what we don't need, a fake reality show when we have the best on here. Oh my gosh, the best one here. What a hot mess. But why else will they assume what they did? I don't know. I have no clue, Siobhan. Some of this stuff is just unbelievably weird to me. It's just bizarre. I don't have the mental energy on some days to take some of y'all on thinking the whole world is out to get you. Somebody says sharpest knife. They couldn't even cut butter if the knife was hot. Throwing corn, but calling no fouls. Idiot. You know, one came out and said idiot, but they do it like idiot. 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 Quite frankly, oh yes. You look and sound like you're feeling much better now. Good on you. Oh, thank you, darling. I don't know. Sounds like Tyson because she's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Oh shoot, sorry. Shouldn't have called that name. No, it's not her. I mean, I wasn't thinking about her either. She had a talk show? Oh shoot. There actually are some women who've had a talk show that, again, none of them crossed my mind. So Ruth Anna had a talk show that she definitely didn't cross my mind. I hadn't think of Catherine Tyson. She briefly took over from Ruth Anna. None of these, I wasn't thinking of any women. So none of these women, I didn't say anything about a woman. So none of them crossed my mind. I even forgot that Catherine kind of had a talk show for all of a couple months. Lord Jesus. No, sir. Let's see here. What a hot mess. Ay. Good morning to my beautiful mother-in-law. I see her messaging me this morning. Hello, honey chill, all the way from Jamaica. Oh, she's sending me pictures of her nephew being inducted, her grandson, into the National Honor Society, Character, Scholastics, and Leadership Service. Oh my gosh, he looks so much like Marlon. Oh my God. You guys would not believe that this is a Marlon son. I mean, he looks just like Marlon. Like body-wise, he looks so much like him. Yes, sir. The whole family is out celebrating. Oh my gosh, look at his sister. These kids are so grown up. When did everybody get so big? Oh my gosh. You know, when you remember, like, oh, she's just 8 years old. She's a big woman. I can't believe it. Wow. Yes, sir. He's a smart kid. So he was inducted into National. He's very, very smart. Very, very dedicated to his studies. Good for you, young man. Good for you. I'm going to show you all a little picture here. You won't really be able to see much, but I'll show you. This is a fuzzy picture. She must have a bad phone, child. I don't know how mama got such a bad phone when her son is in IT, but anyway. She always loses phones too, so it hardly matters. So just look at this picture. If you know what Marlon looks like from a distance, doesn't that look like Marlon? I think Marlon was a lot slimmer even at that age, but from a distance, right? That looks like him. Side profile. Oh my gosh. Yes, sir. Rough Sea says, it sounds like the wife of a certain politician you be talking about is politely asking you not to put their business out on the street. I think the wife can expect it. What? A concubine? A concubine? Then there's no one, then that's no one's business. No, it's not a wife either. It's someone who's saying that she's had a talk show and I must have been talking about her. And I was like, huh? Nope. A concubine? Or concubine. Listen, these MPs that be out here be doing the most, honey child. I don't know. But you know, if you've never ran for office, you're not an MP, then consider the fact that I really wasn't talking about you at all. That you missed the whole point. It's so weird that you can focus in on a very narrow clip and not understand the broader conversation that we were having. The conversation really is about, let's be very, very clear. Don't allow people, because they have a platform, because they have a show, to make you think that, you know, that makes them eligible or a good candidate for public office. That shouldn't be the criteria. And you see, this is why people say that there are a lot of people who, in a contrived way, have a talk show because that is their end game to run for political office. And that's why I tried to make it clear from the onset, even when I started this show, that I have no desire. I mean, this show now, we started in 2019 as a nightly, bi-weekly show. And then we went to, in 2020, with the COVID lockdown, we went daily. So now we've been daily on social media for 4 years, 2 years on radio. But I have said from day one, I have no intentions. And you can take this to the, I don't know what it would take for me to even consider throwing my name in any ballot box. No intentions, zero. Look closely. You see the big fat zeros? Zilch intentions of running for public office. None whatsoever. And so I'm here, and you guys have to just take me at my word, I suppose, and trust me. I'm here to have a discussion, for us to talk. That's it. And maybe come up with some solutions. Miss Elaine says, oh man, there goes my trade secret to get into political office. It's so funny that people would think that we're so stupid too. I mean, when you think about it. Oh, just get on a talk show and everybody's going to vote for you is what people think. Commandants, you can't allow people to use you as the electorate and to be that stupid, or for them to think that you're that stupid. It's not in our list that we're going to come up with. Being a talk show host is not a prerequisite to being an MP or to being a good representative of the people. So yesterday, I want to thank some people for having the decency to do the right thing. We had a bit of and Damien said are using CMR to post comments. Yeah, I mean, I also talked about the fact that people are using social media. So they get on their social media platforms and they talk about solutions and they think that because they have a good number of people liking it, oh yeah, I'm popular. This demonstrates that I'm popular, so I should run for political office. No, that doesn't cut it either. What else are you bringing to the table? So I wanted to thank some people. We're going to keep them completely anonymous. Day before yesterday, a young lady who's a member of the Indian community, which big shout out to the Sri Lankan community. They had like their annual festival over the weekend. So congratulations to them. This past weekend as well was it Ramadan? There's a Muslim festival that happened. And I know this because a lot of my the people that I work with overseas happen to be. Oh, sorry. A lot of the people that I work with overseas happen to be Muslim, and so one of the graphic designers. Oh my gosh, why is this, everything in my ears making noise this morning? All these tabs. So he sent me a message explaining to me that he was going to be taking a few days off. This was last week. He said, dear madam, I hope this text finds you well. Today I'm writing to let you know that the upcoming April the 11th is the biggest festival day of all Muslims, which is known as Eid ul Fitr. I don't know. I'm definitely don't speak any Arabic. As a Muslim, this festival is very important for me as well. So I would like to request you to allow me to take some days from the 11th to the 13th. Thank you in advance. And I said, yep, go enjoy your festival. I don't know what it's all about, but have a great time. And so I know that some of the other people that I work with as well, because they are Muslim, they are not going to be available during this time. Is this the same thing as Ramadan? Is it the same thing? Anyway, so it's the earlier of the two official holidays celebrated within Islam by Muslims. I don't know if it's the same thing as Ramadan, but anyway, it's a big festival for them. First 3 days of Shawwal, and it's the 10th month of the Islamic calendar, and starts with the sighting of the new moon. Oh, it's to celebrate the end of Ramadan, somebody says. Okay. Anyway, it's a big festival, whatever. He told me about it, and I said, oh, that's nice. Okay, no worries. And then another guy who was actually working on a PDF document for me also messaged and told me about the festival and he needed an extension on that project. I said, no problem. Take your time, honey child. Go do your religious stuff. Because a lot of Muslims do take their faith very, very seriously. So on Sunday, the Sri Lankan community had an event, which they did send me a message and invite me to. Unfortunately, it was last minute. And so I was not able to attend, but I appreciate the invitation nonetheless. They had something at Public Beach. So, thank you for the invite. And I hope that it went well. So they said this is an invitation. Sorry for the late invitation. If you're able to attend, it was the Sri Lankan festival. Try to give me more notice. So it's the Sri Lankan New Year Festival this past Sunday, and they were at Public Beach from 2 p.m. onwards, West Bay Beach near the Kimpton. So, I think it's nice that people can celebrate their different festivals and stuff in the community. And they had up the Cayman flag, the Sri Lankan flag, and it looks like they had some food. Now you see, y'all should have told me because I love me some Sri Lankan food, honey chill. I would have been there. So next year, give me a little bit more notice in advance and I'll definitely do my best to come out. So they had a nice time on Sunday as well. So congratulations to them. I'll show you guys some little pictures, how they had their little stuff set up. Oops. So there's that one. And then there's this one here. So, yep, they had a little get together and I guess a little ceremony or whatever. So good for them. So anywho, someone called me, a member of the Indian community. I don't think she's Sri Lankan. I think she's from India. But she had a little bit of a situation with some rental situation and some money. And I'm just happy that the other party, who happened to be Caymanian, in the end just returned her money. Because she'd paid $2,400 in first month's rent deposit. And there was this back and forth. And there was still, even when we were trying to resolve it, there was still a bit of back and forth that I didn't quite understand what the point of that was. But anywho, it was all resolved. And she was very, very grateful to get her money back. Listen, $2,400 is a lot of money. It's sometimes all you got when you're going out there to try and find a rental place. And so, don't be so quick to try to grab people's money. If something happens, if a situation happens, right? And the person can't move in, although you don't want to take any responsibility, you change what the agreement was, whatever, you don't want to take any responsibility, just return people's money. Don't be that person. Don't be that person who is going to take someone's money, hard-earned money, and you know that these people are here, sometimes working in a bare minimum salary, and it's hard to find accommodations within a certain price range. A lot of them have to come up with deposits plus the first month's rent. Some people now even asking for last month's rent, three sums of money. It's really, really hard. So if you have rental property and something comes up, don't be like, oh, you're not going to get your money back. And have a little compassion, folks. That's all I'm saying. Miss Elaine says, I long to hear Sandy rub out some scamming permit holders and landlords. I didn't want my popcorn stash to expire. Oh, Lord. There really is so many of them. And like I said, Miss Elaine, in the vast number of cases, I try my best for these people to resolve it on their own before taking what many would say was a nuclear approach. Work it out. Now, some people are sensible because when they see me messaging or calling or having someone call you to say, I need you to try and work this out, they know what the next step is going to be. And they said, okay, we're going to give them all the money back. Just do the right thing. Don't make it so hard in life to not be able to do the right thing. Good morning, Charm. She says Ramadan is the fasting, Eid is the celebration after Ramadan. You know what I find is amazing as well is I saw a Caymanian family. I didn't even know his wife. I think she's from Trinidad, so maybe she is Muslim. I don't know. But I saw her, the fact that they look like they were celebrating and stuff as well. Seems they were overseas, probably visiting family. So, you know, good. Miss Elaine says they have no conscience, Sandra. Greed is the order of the day. What a sad situation, quite frankly. All right. So as promised yesterday, I did reach out to the RCIPS. I'm still waiting to get some confirmation on the situation with the guy who was stalking the kids and who was issued a warning. They haven't yet responded to the request for additional information about that. We will be posting him up, by the way, but I was hoping that they would come back with something. So let's see if they come back with anything today, because I definitely want to update you guys on that very, very concerning situation that happened on Saturday night. And I'm also chasing up a lot of BRAC people have been complaining about power outages. So I have reached out to the DART organization, who now owns Cayman BRAC Power and Light, to see what has been going on over there. Because I've seen your messages on social media. I don't know what's causing it, but I think that we need to ask, like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Because I think we all had faith that you know, it would have been better with the DART organization at the helm. So the frequent power outages now, what is this all about? I mean, do they need to upgrade equipment? Like what's going on? So yeah. So we'll see. So this person says, just a heads up, if you're heading to CB Foster's, all the card machines are not working at checkout, so take cash with you. Oh, what? Is that Camara Bay Foster's? Let me ask Mr. Woody what this is all about. Who do you think they bank with? Is it CNB? I don't even know. So what's going on with the card machines? All right, let me try and let's see if we can find out. Because a lot of people don't, honey child, I don't walk with no cash. Nope and nope. Let me just see what else is going on. Oh my gosh, Irvlyn, you and these AI photos. Ooh, honey child. Too sexy for me. No, sir. So mango season, just FYI, is upon us. So y'all know me and my love of mangoes, but I don't love every mango. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I don't love every mango. I'm a Caymanian, so the good old-fashioned local mango is really all I want. We have an East Indian mango tree. Airport isn't working either this morning. Oh. I wonder who they bank with. Okay, I'm going to find out. Let me find out. Let me see what I go on. Okay. That's weird. All right, I'll let you guys know. Yes, this person might have the answer. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Miss Sandy. You're speaking.
Hi, how are you?
The card machine's been giving trouble even everywhere since Sunday. They come up and they go down. They come up. I think it's something they're doing with the servers in the bank or something.
Is this a particular bank? Is this like across the board?
It's well, we deal with CNB at Jose, so I don't know. But it goes up and down. Even the pumps can't take cards sometimes.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're working on the servers or something, but it's been up and down almost everywhere on the island. Even the ATMs don't work.
Oh, wow. Well, somebody said that they think that they bank with Scotia Bank. So, all right, let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. Thank you so much, Leroy.
All right, no problem.
I don't know why that connection was so bad. That sounded all. Okay, weird. Speaking of CNB, can I do? You know what I feel for today? I feel for some nice comfort food. After I got all up in my feelings, I do think I'm gonna have some nice penne contadina. Who wants to go to lunch with me today? Let's go and have some nice penne contadina, some tiramisu. Yes, I am feeling for comfort pasta. First of all, Cayman CNB has a job ad opening. I'm gonna tell you all about that in a second. Hold on. CNB, y'all need to start advertising with CMR because you're looking for people to hire. That means you're looking for Caymanians, and we got the biggest people, the biggest set of Caymanians right here. Okay, so 3 days ago, they had a temporary service upgrade, so customers may experience temporary interruptions in card usage at CNB ATMs and POS card terminals. A credit card online portal will also be available during that time. Oh, that's why I was having an issue on Monday, for real. I couldn't get in. I kept getting an error message. And I did ask somebody at the bank, but she didn't seem to know anything about it. We encourage customers to make appropriate arrangements ahead of the disruption to have access to funds needed during the hours identified. Oh, but I don't see any hours identified. So they're saying they have a 24/7 call center, which, by the way, they do answer the phone, I must tell you. Oh, it says Sunday from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. So that was basically Sunday night. I wonder if they're having some overflow issues with it. Okay, we'll try to figure that one out. So CNB actually did issue was it last week? An announcement that their card security team was being redeployed to Cayman. So they said effective April the 8th, our dedicated card security team will be returning to our Cayman office. This strategic move aligns with our commitment to enhancing our fraud prevention efforts and ensuring seamless coordination and safeguarding our customers' financial interests. As part of this transition, please note the following updated contact information for reaching our card security team that are available 24/7. So you can email them at cardfraud@caymannational.com. Please remember that anytime you travel, the best thing to do is to email. If you have like a personal banker at CNB, you can certainly email them. They'll put a notice on your account to say you're traveling, you're going to be using this credit card, this debit card, whatever. I always try to give CNB the heads up when I'm traveling because, honey child, when I'm in Walmart buying my little toiletries, I ain't got time for nothing to be blocked. So do let them know. They say note that the previously used 1-800 number will no longer be in service for card security related inquiries or reports. So you can contact them through the primary number, which is 949-4645. 4655, my apologies, or 949-8300. So that's an interesting move. They're moving the card security team back here. You know what? I'm not mad about it either way because I always found that they either called me, even when they were in Trinidad, they either called me or they emailed me. Very, very efficient. I mean, they'd email, hey, we see this. And if you don't respond to that initial email, they're going to lock your card. In fact, they did it to me the other day. And I didn't see the email. And somewhere I went, I can't remember now where it was. And my card wasn't going through, my debit card. I'm like, but I know I just put money in that account. So what's going on? And then when I reached out to them, they were like, oh, yes, we emailed you at like 7 something in the morning or whatever. And I just didn't see it. So I was like, oops. So, they're very good about it. If I'm traveling, I email them, say, hey, I'm traveling. And they're like, cool, no problem. They're offering 100% loans on your dream car. Go for the Dreamland first. After you get the Dreamland, then you can deal with the dream car. Okay, y'all? Take it from me. Amateur financial advisor. Yes, sir. Okay, they always put together cute little calendars for CNB as well. They're celebrating, is it 40 years this year or 50 years as a bank? trying to remember. Oh gosh, let's see. Is it 40 or 50 years? Oh, they have a little picture of the Cayman Brac, original branch. Oh my gosh, looked like it was just somebody's little house. I think it might be 50. Is it 50 years? I'll have to go back, but it's been a minute. It's definitely been a minute. Might be 50 years by now. Anywho, you guys know that that's the bank that I ride with. Casanova says, Corvin, I know, right? I'm thinking. More like cheapness blew up in their face. Who? Need some Butterfield machines and Fosters. Chill. Oh, it's Butterfield that's having an issue? I don't know. One teller machine was working, says Sarah. Thank you. She was the second one from the customer service, but all the others were down. Oh my gosh. Hope I can go to Jamaica for vacation in time to catch my East Indian mango tree, says Miss Elaine. Yes, honey child, make it happen. So I'll try to find out what's going on. So Jordan says CNB services are down. I can't even access my online banking. Really? Oh God, let me have a look. I haven't even looked today. CNB card terminals have been giving trouble lately. Oh, what's going on, CNB? Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can log in. Yeah, because I know on Monday I couldn't get in. Honey child, it was like communication error. I was like, okay. Let me see if I can get in. Oh, I got in. Let me see if Mama got any money. Oh Lord. Oh boy. I think we can afford lunch. All right. My favorite Fosters will always be Republic, says Aline. You know, they be putting stuff in Republics that I don't see in other places. So sometimes I'll be doing a little sneak in West Bay, especially the Price Right section. Yep. I saw some stuff there the other day. That I was like, I don't see this at the other location. That's why sometimes you got to go to different stores. Lucky Body says, any update on George's case? Who's George? Which George, I should say. I don't know. You have to clarify. George who? Trying to think. Oh, George, that one British guy with the kids. Well, that's going to take a minute before that comes up to trial. So not much is going to happen there for now. Sounds like a work permit get around to get TNT citizens to Cayman, says Matt B. Yes, 50 years are celebrating. Thank you. 1974. Oh, honey child. I'm a little bit older than CNB. Folks, listen here now. I mean, CNB has a lot of Caymanian staff, and they retained some left after the transition, the buyout, but a lot of them have remained. And I tell you what, they have a lot of long-serving staff there at CNB. Some of them been there for donkey years. And in fact, I'm thinking of they have, they had an award ceremony recently. But I'm thinking of some of them, like some of them have left and then they've come back. And I think that that's always a good indication of when you treat people right. It's like they don't want to ever leave. Oh, yes, here they are. Platinum sponsor, Cayman National Bank for Women's Month. Looks like they were platinum sponsor for that event. And here they are doing some other community work. I like that a lot of the corporate entities in Cayman do get very involved in the community as well. Oh my gosh, the headset's got my ears a little bit sore. But yeah, I love this. They could have put a little description on what this one was. So here they are at some event for International Women's Day. Looks like CNB was one of the sponsors for that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I find a lot of people don't really leave CNB. Child, they be there forever in donkey years. And they seem to treat staff well. I mean, I don't hear too many complaints come out of that. Who I do hear complaints about, which I suspect we're going to have to discuss sooner rather than later, believe it or not, is actually Credit Union, a government-owned bank. I'm hearing a lot of complaints from their staff about how they're treated. So y'all need to come forward and tell me what's really going on over there. Because I'm so disappointed to hear that, especially when we have Caymanians at the helm, right? I'm like, what's going on? Why is it that our own people, our own Caymanian people, are the ones who are mistreating others? Others being their own Caymanian people. No bueno. All right, big shout out to CNB. Credit Union isn't owned by government. Who owns Credit Union? No, that's government. That's a government entity, isn't it? Well, let me clarify. No. A credit union is a members bank. So I guess, yes, that's not government. I mean, for civil servants, for Caymanians, I guess, members only. But honey child, they need to do better from what I'm hearing. CNB is a great bank and they try to employ Caymanians to work there. Well, listen to this, Ms. Sue. They're celebrating 50 years of empowering women, they say. And here's some stats on them that I find very interesting. This was for March for International Women's Day. They say today and every day we honor the remarkable women within our Cayman national family. Under the theme Inspire Inclusion, we've committed to empowering women for positive change with our workforce consisting of 63% women, yes, sir, and 37% men. We are pleased to share that an impressive 50% of our senior management positions at vice president level and above are occupied by women. Wow, that's fantastic. And here's a beautiful picture of all, I guess all, or a good number anyway, of the Caymanian women who are in leadership roles at the bank. A lot of faces I recognize. Furthermore, in the past 12 months, 10% of our female staff members have earned well-deserving promotions, showcasing our commitment to nurturing talent and ensuring equal pathways for progress and success. Let's honor the extraordinary women we work with, not just today, but every day. And we're thankful for their invaluable contributions. And that was, again, Happy International Women's Day back on March the 8th. Okay, I'll see y'all. Very good. Lots of familiar faces there. And yeah, a lot of these people have been long serving. They've been there a really long time. And they have indeed had the opportunity to be promoted within the organization. And they were celebrating the day before our 50th anniversary. Looks like they had a little get together for staff, some little snacks and food and so forth for customer appreciation. So good for them. That's the board of directors. Just looking at some of their pictures. All right, honey, chill. Go on through, CNB. Looking good, looking good. All right, very nice. 50 years is a long time. Okay, let's see what else is going on. We have a few minutes left in the program today. Thank you guys so much. Ms. Sue says, yes, CNB treats their staff good. I love older banking staff. Can't beat experience and love for people, says Miss Elaine. Damon says the tellers are slow. Which tellers? In Cayman? Rough C says for the amount of money that CNB charges in fees, it's cheaper to keep my money under the bed. That's not true. That is not true. Nope. That's not true. Who's nickel and diming you in fees these days is Butterfield. You can't even transfer money from your own accounts online without Butterfield charging you, which I think is ridiculous. No, sir. That is next level ridiculous. Let me see here. This person says credit union is owned by members. Yes, thank you. I misspoke earlier. Credit union people are lazy and disgusting, says this person. Oh my God. Pay trying to raise the level of professionalism at their organization. Oh, Lord Jesus. Any update on how Logic treats their staff, says this person. Well, does Logic have any staff left? Certainly not at the management level. I mean, I've never really heard any complaints necessarily about how they treat staff. It's just that they got rid of a bunch of staff. All right. So in relation to Foster's credit machines, it is a CNB issue. I've gotten it from a direct authority that says it's not a Foster's issue. It's a Cayman National Bank issue. So we'll press them to see what's going on. I'm going to confirm that because I don't think so. I've never been charged for that. Somebody said they're charging to do EFTs. Let me find out because I don't get charged for it. And I'm sure I'm not getting any special privileges, honey child. I pay my fees just like everybody else. Yeah, so credit union's a co-op. That's right. Let me see here now. Let me confirm that. I would join you for lunch, but I'm supposed to be sick today. I can't be on the road like that. Oh Lord. That's when we have that's when we have a Netflix and chill day. I bring the pasta to you. Since you're homesick, don't go out. Yes, that's not a good idea. Because everybody be like, oh, I saw him with Sandy. He not really sick after all. When you feel better. All right. Logic is still trying to promote. Promote what? Staff? Or promote their business? Miss Elaine says that Butterfield charges for everything. Miss Maggie says, absolutely ridiculous. This is our new world. The new world fascist order. What does that have to do with what comment is that in relation to? I'm not sure. Miss Elaine said many of their bosses need managerial training. It's not just about climbing the ladder for success without knowing how to take care of your staff. Leroy is chuckling about Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right? All right. Let me just check some other headlines here, honey chill. See what else is going on. Oh, Shankar had a birthday this week. Happy birthday to Shankar a couple days ago. He celebrated a birthday. Oh, let me clarify this. Yes, this is a good one. So a lot of you sent me this video of these people supposedly marching in town. Somebody took the video and it said Cayman Islands. They put it on TikTok talking about Cayman Islands people protesting food. I knew that wasn't what it was, but I wasn't sure what it was, right? When I saw the video, a few people sent it to me and I was like, okay, I don't know what this is. I know it isn't anybody protesting food because I would have heard about it, honey child. So I'm like, nope, nobody around here protesting any food pricing or whatever. But I wasn't sure what it was. And I was actually quite disappointed to hear that, in fact, it was our young people actually doing something positive, and somebody decided to grab that video and turn it into something that it isn't. That is so unfortunate. What is wrong with y'all? So in case you missed it, here's the video. High food prices. Y'all better protest about something else first, like child abuse and molestation. But, they show people marching, and I'm thinking, okay, it looks like Cayman. You kind of trying to identify landmarks and, does that look like your bushes? There wasn't a whole lot that you could really see from this. You just see people marching. And I thought, right, is that us? That was the first question. Is that Cayman? And then I had to post and said, what is this all about? So somebody set the record straight. And what they shared with us, that is, in fact, this is about a youth group that was not protesting, but they were marching in support of, the Young Child Parade. So this is part of the Early Childhood Association, and they said it was actually a lovely event. So something positive. Someone decided to put a text to it and turn it into something that it clearly was not. This is the dangers of social media, where you have to be really careful, because someone will send you a video, they'll attach text to it, and you don't even know what it's about. But when we share it and reshare it, we've all been guilty of this. We've been guilty of this. when you share it and you reshare it and you take that person, whoever started it off, at their word, you can see that in this case, that was definitely not the case. So, you know, I wasn't sure what it was. Like I said, I knew in my heart it was anything to do with no food protests. So I wanted to find out a bit more about it. So thank you to everyone who commented and who clarified what this actually was. So somebody says, yeah, TikTok really seems to be full of ... So yeah, there you go. So a big shout out to the Early Childhood Association and for putting on this march, which again was just taken out of context and put a negative spin on it. So there you go. All right, folks, that is the end of today's show. Please have a good day and enjoy the rest of your day. Wishing you guys all the best. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, Thursday morning. We actually have a guest on, some guests coming in to talk about something really important when it comes to mental health and support services available for young people. So please tune in early for that. And then we'll talk about other topical things that are happening in the community. All right, take care.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels and visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.